recorded, and today it's Tremors 3. Dirt Jaws is back. They're just dirt sharks. I'll just keep saying
sharks.
it. They're
Don't ever
dirt sharks.
insult Jaws like that.
Dirt sharks.
Yeah, lump them in.
Jaws only has a 25% success rate. There's only 1 out of 4 of those that are any good. I think we can rip Jaws. Jaws 3.
Fair enough.
We're on Tremors 3. Jaws 3. I can't wait till we get to do that one. That one sucks.
What is it with all these sequels and the taglines?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I just see you've got Breaking over there. So we got Breaking Electric Boogaloo.
That's right. Breaking
Iron Eagle had it too.
Yep. On the attack.
Yeah, on the attack, right? Are you going to, when there's Mummerman 2, is that going to be Dick Punch and DeKalb or what?
Yes. Well, actually, yeah.
Alliteration aside.
Funny
It's gonna
enough,
be
you nailed it.
amazing.
There isn't going to be a Bomberman 2.
No.
So we don't have to worry
So we don't
about
have to worry
that.
about that. Okay, fair enough.
Look, we appreciate that everybody's here. Joe, the mad genius in the house. How are you, sir?
Hi.
You having a good one today?
Yeah.
Yeah? How are your fingers?
Good.
Good? All right, this is going to be a
fingers?
great episode.
What happened
would
to your
just say-
fingers?
What's with my fingers?
I was looking at them.
Do they smell weird?
They just
look
seemed
all
a
right.
little swollen to me. That's all. I just thought maybe you got in an accident or something. I know you've been feverishly building
Why would
things in
that-
your shop. You know what I mean? So
farm accident.
Why is that
you
the
doing
first
good?
place your brain
Thank
goes?
you.
Are you
Thank you.
okay? I swear you were in an accident or something.
Yeah, your elbows look a bit flushed, Stephanie.
your fingers are
I was
Your
in
nose.
an accident, Joe.
Does your
not my
nose-
fault. It looks like you're packing 5 Bratzies on each stump. Okay. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Now my hands are going to be under the
Sorry
table.
that I offended you with my friendship.
Why?
Yeah, now I'm like, I'm just
What
gonna
is
have
with
these-
you guys in my hands?
All right, Ryan, how are your fingers? Let me see them.
Mine, pretty good.
They look good.
They look good. Yeah.
They look like normal fingers.
All right.
Put your hand up against to the camera.
This.
No.
To the camera.
see.
I thought we wanted to do.
You going to tell me I'm wrong? You're going to sit
I got
there and
big
you're going to
hands.
tell me that I'm wrong?
No, he's like a baseball mitt.
saying.
Well, I
Thank
know
you.
Joe did catch without a mitt, and he didn't need a mitt.
It's all good.
I believe.
Hi, guys.
They're beautiful. You're a beautiful specimen.
Stephanie Farrell's back in the
Specimen?
house. Because
Beautiful specimen.
it's a Tremors movie.
Can everybody
And so
stop?
Tremors or Resident Evil. I'm trying to move on. Tremors or Resident Evil. We get Stephanie in the house. So thank you for
Yay.
being here again, Steph, for Tremors 3. And I'm sure your son's thrilled that you got to watch this movie. I'm assuming you watched it with him.
Absolutely.
All right.
She couldn't.
Today.
She had to. I mean,
Fantastic.
Yeah,
he
there
would have got
wasn't
out
even
of
a
bed at
question.
11 o'clock at night, heard dirt jaws coming
Yeah.
up through the ground, and that would have been it. He'd be like, "Mom, why didn't you tell me you were watching Tremors?"
I'm so betrayed.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just let you know what's going to happen here because some of you might have never listened to the show before. We're going to give you all the vitals, the particulars, who wrote, directed, starred in it, all the numbers. Then we're going to go literally scene by scene through the movie, okay? We're going to roast what needs to be roasted. We'll give props where it's due. And at the end, we're going to throw some awards and some flowers at the movie and then ultimately decide if it is actually a bad movie or maybe it's a bad movie that rules. And occasionally, very rarely, turns out it is a good movie, right? Are you
On occasion,
still obsessed?
I'm self-conscious now. Thanks.
he's checking everything out now: beard, fingers.
I would be, if I had hands like yours, I would sit around with them just sticking out like this all the time.
the time.
You know what it means when you've got fat fingers, right?
No. That means I'm fat?
No. I mean, sometimes.
I mean, what does it mean, though? I don't know what it means.
We'll do that on the after show. You got to wait for the
I've
Patreon.
always felt like I've had fat fingers.
All right, let's get into this. The movie was directed by Brent Maddock. You guys recognize that name? He's been on the show a few times.
Oh, okay.
Wrote Short Circuit 2.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote Wild Wild West.
Okay.
And the first 2 Tremors movies. And this time, this is the only movie he ever directed. They had run out of directors by the third. I'm like, let's just let the writer do it.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good
The
idea.
reason he's a writer and not a director.
How bad could he be? Right?
we'll see.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Movie was written by the same team of S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock, Nancy Roberts, and John Whepley. 4 writers on this one. The movie starred. Now I don't know, where did Michael Gross rank in the list when we were at the first Tremors? Right, it was like 4th or 5th down by the time we got to Michael Gross. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause
He
there's
was
Kevin
down the
Bacon.
line. Yep.
There was
Fred Ward.
Fred Ward. Thank you. The girl who
Reba
played
Mac-
Rhonda.
Fred Ward's
Was
pants.
Reba McEntire.
No, that was
before?
the second.
Yes. Oh, Reba was bigger than Michael Gross
Yeah.
for sure. for sure.
Oh yeah, Reba was in that one. That's right. Yeah. So he was like fifth billing at least on that one.
And this one, now we're at the third movie, and Michael Gross is starring in Tremors movies.
Yes.
Okay.
He lasted long
now
enough.
Tremors.
He made a career choice.
Yeah.
Yep, this is it.
This is it.
Family Ties was over. He had to do something.
And what's funny to me about that is he was like Mr. Left-wing hippie in Family Ties.
Yeah.
And now he's like Mr. Right-wing anti-government in the Tremors movies.
Right.
And I love it. So
And it works.
The range,
It does.
the range is incredible on the man. I also starred Sean Christian, who you probably have never seen before, unless you're a big fan of Days of Our Lives, because the guy apparently did over 1,000 episodes of
Did he?
Days of Our Lives. The guy that
Ooh.
played Jack Sawyer.
Okay.
So, yep. Susan Chang, whose biggest credit besides this, I mean, Susan and Sean both have like done an episode on every show, like one single episode of every show that's ever existed. But
Like a Nicolas Cage.
yeah, Susan, her biggest thing was she did 17 episodes of Dharma and Greg. Okay, these are the levels.
Okay.
that
I
we're
thought
doing.
she looked familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ariana Richards, who you might recognize as the little girl from Jurassic Park, who was also the little girl in the first Tremors movie.
I was going to say, yeah, it was
hopping
actually
around her
Mindy.
Pogo
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
Right. So
A lot of people came back.
Yeah, all
I
the
was
big
surprised. A lot
characters.
of
Yeah,
big
Nancy's
characters
character, too.
from the first one came back to this one.
Miguel was back. I'm like, did this many people survive Tremors 1? I
Charlotte
thought everybody
Stewart
died.
came
Yep.
back.
Yeah.
Tony Gennaro.
Yep.
Miguel. Robert Jane. The little
Yes.
Melvin kid.
Oh, the basketball
He came
kid.
back.
Remember how much we hated him?
And you remember how much we still do?
I was just like, every time he was bouncing the ball, I was like, eat him.
Let's do it.
Never.
Do it.
The movie, so we don't have box office because it was straight to video, but the budget for this movie, they spent $6 million on Tremors 3. Money well spent, if you ask me. It's currently sitting.
I hope Michael Gross got most of that.
He got $3
hope
million.
I hope
Four and a
so.
half of that was his.
I hope so.
At least.
It had to have been because they don't even have a graboid.
Yeah,
like
it
the
was-
shots of the graboids they used from the other movie.
We'll
Right.
get-
Thank you. I knew
we'll
it.
get
I
into
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
that's from the first one.
Yeah.
so
we'll
where's the
get in-
money go? Where'd you spend $6 million
Well,
on?
I'll tell you, 4.5 to
Dark
Michael
guns?
Gross, $1 million to Michael Gross's weapons armory,
Yeah.
That's fair.
and then CGI graboids.
Oh gosh,
The
those
rest of
cost about
rest-
$350.
The rest of the actors were volunteers.
Let's not get into
They had to be if they
Yes.
wanted to be in it.
Yes.
You volunteer, you're getting eaten in this one. That's it. There's no
Yeah.
sequel for you.
All right.
Can't wait till we get into the little snake things.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right, we are at we're right now 5.3 on IMDb, and so we're in 130 something episodes. This is tied. Was a sixth way tie for 93rd. As far as the 93rd lowest rated movie that we've done. So it's in the bottom third.
Yeah.
Other movies that we've done that have a 5.3. Hands of Steel had a 5.3.
Oh, come on.
No, because
No.
Tank Girl had a 5.3.
oh my gosh, this does not hold anything to Tank Girl.
Daredevil had a 5.3.
Okay.
And Xanadu and Spy Hard both had 5.3.
Oh, both of those are too
So
high.
This is where where Tremors 3 supposedly fits in right in line with those movies, according to IMDb. You thought that was funny.
Yeah, my hands.
No, your hands aren't funny. They're
Hands.
majestic. What's funny
Sorry.
is this movie has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Audience score?
Critics.
What?
They love it.
Wait.
80. 80.
You know what? I'm
That's
fine.
why I don't
8.
I don't
0.
This is what gives like credits credits. This is what gives
critics.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Like absolute no I can't.
Nope.
No credibility.
Thank you.
Credibility.
Your frustration
I'm
is
frustrated.
valid.
You are.
Absolutely.
I can tell.
I'm sorry.
Here's what happened. All the regular critics like none of them reviewed the movie. And so there's only 5 critic reviews, and they're all like dudes in their basement, like movie reviewers.
Oh, those
Like
guys.
it's like us if
like
we get
us,
enough.
but we're technically on the second floor, so we're dudes in the attic. I mean, we're at least 2 steps above dudes in the basement.
Yeah, right.
Let's be realistic here.
And who am I? I'm the mom making pizza pops upstairs.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone needs to.
You're making the meatloaf.
Stephanie!
Well, yeah. If you're in the basement.
Meatloaf. Okay, honey.
Please. All right, it's got a 34% audience score, so over 2,500 audience ratings. The audience rating is probably more accurate, 34%.
It usually is.
I'll give
honestly.
it that one, yeah.
Allow it. So that's where we stand. Where will we fall? I don't know. I got to imagine, as we have 4 critics in this room, we're not going to end up at 80%, but I don't want to put words in your mouths. We'll figure that out as we get there.
Yeah, don't put anything in my mouth,
I'm
James.
not. No, because you don't
do
have
it.
enough room to barely suck your own thumb.
Oh my God.
Now, here's what
I can put my whole fist in my mouth. Want to see?
I don't.
Yes, anything to take it off of me, please. Anything.
Here's
You have
what
a
I'll
circus?
say.
Can you juggle?
I can change the subject.
I can grow a nice beard.
I'll change the subject right now.
Anyways.
If you want to connect with the show, all you have to do, there's many, many ways to do it. So here's some things that I will ask you to do if you want more than just this listening experience with BMR. I mean, if this is all you want, we're happy you're here and thank you for listening 100%, that you don't have to do anything else. But we have other things available. Like we have the BMR newsletter, comes out the beginning-ish, usually in the first week of every month. That's all our upcoming schedule of shows, what's coming up on the Patreon, our list, our 1,000 movie long list of bad movies that we pull episodes from, and our Patreon poll, who's going to be the movies that are going to be in the next Patreon poll, is all on there. So all you have to do is go to badmoviesrule.com, scroll down to the bottom, sign up for the newsletter, for the email list, and you'll be on that list, and you'll get that in your inbox every single month. If you want to reach out to us directly, you can also do that. So anyone that's been listening knows we do these mailbag episodes. You can email the show at thisshowIstrash@gmail.com. You want to give your opinion on Tremors 3, you want to take us to task on some crummy opinion we had about another
Please
movie,
do.
shoot us an email, and we will read it on our mailbag episode. Or you could call us. We now have the BMR hotline.
Oh boy.
262-757-8567. It's down in the show notes if you don't remember. You can save us as a contact. Call us up and give us your takes. That way we'll have them on the mailbag as
Anybody call
well.
yet?
Oh, we've had lots. Oh, yeah.
Really?
We've had lots of phone calls.
I wish I could call like in the middle of the show.
I listen
Yeah.
to
Live
some.
action.
Oh, like,
Let's talk
we got a
about
caller coming in here
Yeah.
from New
Right.
Zealand. Let's,
Trent, you're online with BMR.
someday.
another
Someday we'll
shrimp
take
on the
live
barbie.
calls. Okay. Yeah, that's New Zealand.
Damn it. Sorry.
And before we kick off into the plot review here, I just want to say thank you to our patrons. Our Patreon is the foundation. It is the bedrock of what we do here at BMR. It allows us to do all the content that we do. And so thank you to everybody that's backing the channel. You guys are all legends. We appreciate you. All right. You guys ready to dive into the plot of Tremors 3?
Let's go.
Except just, we shouldn't dive in. Let's stay up on the rocks where it's safe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll describe
Yeah,
the plot
that's
from
good.
up on the rocks.
It's
Yes.
probably the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because El Blanco swimming around out there. We don't want to swimming in the dirt. We don't want to get eaten up. Although that might not be fatal anymore. All right, we're in Argentina. Argentina is where
Start out
we
in
were in
Argentina.
Mexico. Was it
Yeah.
in Argentina in 2? I couldn't
No,
remember.
I think it was Mexico.
Yeah.
I think it was Mexico.
No, it's Mexico.
It was Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so then it makes even less sense that we start this movie in Argentina.
Yes.
Yes.
But apparently Burt Gummer, Michael Gross, has been hired to kill these graboids. As he says, he has these reporters meet him at midnight in the middle of what do they grow in Argentina? Coffee?
Weed?
Cocaine? I don't know. They're in a cocaine field in the middle of Argentina.
Yeah, they're out somewhere.
This reporter,
Out in the boonies.
it's midnight, has met him there with a camera crew and everything. And he's
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, this is normal.
speaking in English. Nobody in Argentina understands what he's saying.
And I like that it doesn't give us captions either as to what they're saying.
No.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Well, that they only had $6 million, so they,
yeah,
something had to
you
go.
pay per letter.
Yeah, right. That had to go.
Where are we at on the budget, Brent?
Subtitles? No.
Nope.
Fire the
guy.
subtitle guy.
Yeah.
We regret to inform you that the subtitle guy has been sacked.
Those responsible for sacking the people that have just been sacked have been sacked. Also, Wick.
Also, all right. So he's speaking.
Ever heard about the majestic moose from Sweden?
I can't wait till we get to do Holy Grail.
I can't. I'm on
GMR.
that
It's gonna
episode.
be good. Yes. Of course. All right. So let's get through this. So no one in Argentina is understanding what he's saying. He's basically saying, all right, this is only the third time in so many years that graboids have appeared. They've now turned into shriekers. This is what they turn into, and then they multiply. They're hermaphroditic species.
Yep. Like a
Yes,
frog.
not asexual. Hermaphrodites.
Hermaphrodites.
They're like frogs.
They leaned into it. Yeah. And so
They leaned into
he goes, I've lured them here with a chicken. He goes, I've lured them here with a truck full of chickens, and soon they're going to be coming over the horizon in a whole herd of them running towards them.
Yep.
And I'm like, these must be silent ninja chickens because they didn't make, it's a truck full of chickens, not a single
Not one
noise.
noise.
I did not see one feather.
feather,
no
nothing.
clucks, nothing.
Not one cluck.
It was
given.
implied. There's a lot of things in this movie
It's implied
that
clucks.
happened
Yeah,
that they
well.
just kind of want to go, yeah, something's happening over here. We're not going to show it.
Just
No,
believe
just
it.
believe
Just we're going to talk about it, and then we'll come
He's
back
like,
to
yeah,
it.
leave your engines running.
I was like,
Muy
it's-
caliente.
Is it a like a truck full of KFC? I mean, it's not live chickens. Can't be.
I don't know.
The chickens
But by
were
the time he got it there, it was cold. It wouldn't have
that's right.
attracted them.
Well, they didn't care.
Cold chickens.
Shrinkers don't care.
You ever had cold chicken nuggets? Those are good. Now, the chickens were so over it, they're like, I have no clucks left to give. Thank you.
Go ahead. No, give yourself a round of applause.
I'm not doing that at all.
No, please.
Which-
I forgot I don't have
What's
the I forgot I don't have the
Red
Wawa
one.
anymore, so that's why I was going to hit the
no.
Wawa and I didn't have it anymore.
Red button.
We lost the Wawa. All right,
There you go.
we have too many sounds.
Give him something.
Everybody got that?
All right,
Yep.
Got it.
so I've lured them here with a truck full of chickens. He starts citing Rommel and Little Bighorn and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He essentially gets up on the truck as the herd comes over. The reporter's like,
Oh, they're freaking out.
Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're freaking out. He's like, oh, I got this.
he gets into the giant gun from Waterworld. If you remember that gun from Waterworld,
Yeah.
Twin 50 cal.
The guy
It's a
couldn't
aircraft
hear.
50 cal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was firing and he's so loud he couldn't hear them saying stop firing or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
And he's like seated in the middle like the last Starfighter gimbal and he's just firing this thing.
Which is fantastic, by the way.
It was awesome.
Oh, I love that. Just mowing them down.
Imagine it's like somebody shooting an anti-aircraft gun at a herd of dogs.
Is exactly what it is. Yes.
Pretty much.
That's exactly what happened.
I heard of evil dogs.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Just chihuahuas.
Imagine what would happen if you were firing that at a pack of dogs.
Just explosions everywhere. The
Right.
problem is that they blew their load on the beginning of the movie because after
Yep.
this, it just goes down.
$3 million right there.
That was it.
Yep.
That was the best part of the movie.
That was $6
All right.
million.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
See you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Fair assessment, though.
yeah.
It kind of cuts jarringly. We're all of a sudden back to perfection, right? He's back from Argentina, back from his mission.
Sounds like some kind of a ballet play or something like that.
Yeah.
Back to perfection.
Perfection.
I wish we were watching a ballet. That would have been better. Ooh, can we make Tremors into a ballet?
Dancing Graboids.
Got it. They make
Everything
a musical
in a
on
musical.
stage musical.
Absolutely.
Tremors the musical. Come on, make
Someone
it
get on
happen.
that.
I'll be Rhonda.
No, you got to be Miss October. What was her name from the second one? She's so much better
Oh,
than
yeah.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You thought Rhonda?
come on.
Remember Rhonda's whole thing?
Yeah,
Why isn't anybody listening to me?
yeah.
Don't
Nope.
you ever insult
Nobody
Rhonda like that.
likes sunscreen.
I
on
did
the
not
nose.
even like Rhonda, but compared to Kate,
Kate, that was her name.
Yeah.
Kate knew some science stuff. She identified them as hermaphrodites.
Yeah. Kate was sciencey.
Okay.
clearly not well.
She was packing some heat like Fred Ward. You know what I'm saying?
They wore the
So-
same jeans.
She did have a nice butt.
Yeah.
I will give her that. She had a nice
Are you sure that wasn't Fred's butt, though?
It might have been Fred. That's the problem.
Wait,
We don't
you're
know.
right.
It might have been Fred. We don't know. Apparently, there's only 5 people living in perfection, and
it.
we learned there's been some changes. So let's try and catch
Russ got eaten.
everybody up to what's happened here. We found out, well, Burt built a barrier around his graboid barrier.
underground bunker.
Underground
basically.
bunker.
Right.
Yep.
Bottom and sides.
Yep.
Yep.
So filled it back in with dirt again and then built his house on top of it. I'm not sure how that
Yep.
works exactly.
Pretty much.
but
Yeah.
That's fine.
A big concrete
Where does he
bowl.
get the money to do that?
From killing graboids. He was
Yeah.
packing 250
Yeah,
for
from going
25K a graboid in Mexico,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
They were
then
taking
however
it.
So they
many
did pay him
he
out.
gunned down the shriekers in Argentina. I,
so.
mean,
I guess so.
a lot of
Even
pesos.
$50 a pop.
His cost has got to be astronomical with the ammunition, but regardless, we find out he's still insane. Right, he goes into the shop and he's like, "You got one of them scanners? Them going to shoot lasers into my brain, and Laura Bush is going to be able to read my thoughts or whatever." So he's still a crazy person.
Yep.
Yeah. Still paranoid.
Income Judy, right? Judy.
Jody.
Jody.
Yes.
Same thing.
So in the long lineage of incredible female characters, we have Rhonda, Kate, and now Jody.
Now Jody.
That's
Where does Jody fit in between Kate and Rhonda?
Jody doesn't belong anywhere.
Oh, so now you're suddenly a fan of Kate.
Come on,
Jeez.
she's just trying to run her business.
I don't know. Honestly, I might put Jody above Kate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
really did
blasphemous.
not like Kate.
Kate was Miss October.
So?
Jody can't even wear a T-shirt straight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But she's business
The whole time,
oriented.
I'm like, it's on backwards.
she
She's
was
working
what,
for
at Harvard?
herself.
yeah.
Jody went to Harvard Business School.
Come on.
Got an MBA.
She's
Yeah.
running. Walter Chang was her uncle.
Uncles.
Egg Shen
yep.
from the first one.
Are they related to P.F. Chang?
Probably.
Okay.
So his niece is taking over the shop, and she's basically cashing in on tourists. They're just selling all this Graboid stuff. The Graboid arcade machine from Earl's trailer is now in the shop.
Yep.
Someone, we see a sign as he pulls in, is selling ranchettes, trying to divvy up perfection. And
Yep.
I'm probably beating down their door to move there. Okay.
Absolutely.
What else is happening? We find out Earl and Grady's theme park was a success.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, they
Monster Park.
had to have an explanation of why they weren't back in perfection.
I'm just glad Grady made it.
Yeah, Grady.
Idiots everywhere rejoice. It's possible.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
It's true.
What else? A guy named Desert Jack has set up like a janky version of the Jungle Cruise out in the desert.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a douche.
Taking people on.
Him and his tweaker friend.
Yeah.
Buford.
Yep.
Buford.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, when he's not working the the little scam that they got going on, he's pulling copper out of old houses.
He's taking catalytic
for
converters
sure.
off
He's
of
taking
cars.
catalytic converters.
100% he's been pulling copper pipes and catalytic converters off
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
100%.
Not
God.
only that, rolling up, staring at Mindy's ass. I mean,
Buford is
And
basically...
she was only like 10 feet away. I was like, those aren't going to help.
she was oblivious.
He's farsighted. Okay, stupid story.
Yes.
Make it quick. I used to do like lawn care and stuff. There was an old lady that we used to go and do their lawn and such, and she would come to the door with binoculars. Literally, it was no more than a few feet away, and she'd had binoculars. Her vision was that bad, and she couldn't afford glasses, so she'd be talking to you with a set of binoculars.
That's incredible.
Yes.
That was Buford. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
That's Buford. Buford basically pulls strings and ropes to make it look like there's a graboid when they're on the tour.
And he's like spraying the
extinguisher to make it look like dirt's blowing up.
And he
like-
has his tongue out while he's doing it.
He's like, so then Jack would go, it's a graboid. Get out of the Jeep, everybody, onto this rock. And then they'd now stranded, and he'd sell them beer.
Yeah, and other
drinks,
refreshments.
Other
Yeah,
refreshments.
right.
And there's bilking tourists, basically. Jody, who runs the shop, and Jack, the scam artist, kind of have this back and forth thing about money and business. And he's like, I account for 50% of your business. And she's like, only 22. Here's this
I have a chart.
an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can understand this.
Profit.
Burt Gummer was the other 78%.
Right. And the only other people that are still there, we got Mindy and her mom are still there. Mindy was the pogo stick girl.
Yep.
And her mother are still there.
You would think after all that trauma of watching people getting eaten alive,
Yeah.
their house being ripped out from underneath them, they're like, we're going to stay.
No. They're like
This place is
professionals.
not
kinda
that bad
awesome.
now. I like this place.
It's been 11 years.
Hey,
Kinda
those
grown on me.
graboids really cleaned up the place around here.
They
We
did,
got rid
they
of the
did,
problem
they did.
neighbors. Yeah.
And
it's all
Mindy
good.
is the belle of the ball in this town, right? I mean, she's top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
She's got her CD Walkman on her belt, walking
She's
around.
so cool.
It's super cool.
I wish I could be like Mindy.
The only thing she didn't have was a fanny pack.
No, she was pining after Jack.
She needed
though.
she needed a scrunchie.
That's yes.
Scrunchie on her wrist.
Yeah.
We catch her staring longingly at Jack a few times, and she's helping patch up his pants with duct tape and things like that.
Which will be
Duct tape's a statement, James.
Yes, it's
we
a
know
statement.
that.
Everybody, the only person I knew that used to duct tape their pants was Bob Hauser back in the day. Bro was using duct tape as a fashion statement.
He was. But the problem is, to go back to the actual story, in
Yes.
my opinion, so the duct tape pays off in the end.
Right, otherwise they
I
wouldn't
do
have.
have to say, though,
Yeah.
that's what really annoyed me about the writer. That's
Yeah.
what is he's like, really? Like, that was gonna, he's like, no, man, I got this great hook for the story.
Circle it back. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have duct tape on his pants, and at the moment he needs it, he's gonna pull the duct tape off his pants, and done. They're gonna save the day.
What a turn of events. We could
Wow,
have
that's writing right there.
never anticipated.
No, never back
Incredible.
down, never give up.
All right, so Burt gets back into town, and he's finding out about all this new stuff that's been going on. He gets his mail, and Jack sees him there, the scam artist. Jack the, what was he called? Jack the
Ripper,
Ripper,
something like that.
no,
Beat you to it.
he's
James.
like Desert Cowboy or whatever. I don't
Desert
remember.
Jack or
Desert
something.
Jack
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Desert Jack goes over and tries to get Burt to work with him. Right? He's like, "Oh, come on, man! If we can get you as part of the tour, come out, maybe do some firearms
Yep.
demonstration or
So
something."
what does he say? He's like, do you have your head up your ass for the heat?
Yeah.
Best line in the whole movie.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, but he tells them to go basically go pound salt.
Yeah, he blows him off
Go,
for
you know,
sure.
go away.
Right away, tour number 2. He's taking another group of tourists out on a tour, and I'm like, how often are these tours going out? Like, you're filling Jeeps. Like, there's no one in this town. 11 years later, are this many people still coming to Perfection to like buy some tchotchkes at the local shop and go on a Graboid tour?
You never know. People do this, man.
I guess.
Jody really took the to the shop to the next level with the comic books and the
I like
pennants.
the
and
graboid, the wooden graboid outside that moved around.
yeah, that
pretty
was
cool.
see.
It's like, come
Brings
see a real
people in.
graboid tentacle.
That was a lot of money for production, by the way.
Oh, that was
Oscillating graboid.
oscillating graboid.
It was more realistic than the actual CGI graboids.
It was.
They get out there on the tour, and Mindy, who was trying to get Jack to invite her along, and Jack's like oblivious to Mindy, ends up hanging out with Buford while he's blowing the fire extinguisher through the brush and all that stuff. And Buford is not impressing Mindy, right? He's like, I used to shovel roadkill for the county or whatever.
And he just has like a knife, and he's just like throwing it in the ground.
Right.
Yep.
And like,
Starting to get a little rapey.
Yeah.
yes, this scene, like, it seems like it's setting it up for him to like murder her.
Right.
Because he's sitting there and he's like throwing the knife. And he's like,
yep.
men could be offended by this or something.
and he never gets a
Music's
chance.
getting creepy. And yeah. And
Never got the
I
chance.
swear he's about to just stand up and just slit her throat.
Right. That's what it felt like it was going. And the whole time she's oblivious to Buford because she's staring through the brush at Jack going, I bet he's just broken on the inside. I can fix him,
Oh, God.
typical nonsense. And right at this point,
Women.
I wasn't going to say, I mean, I'm glad you said it, but I wasn't going to say
that age of women. She acts like she's 14 in this movie. She's
Right.
like
How
a
old is
14
she supposed to be?
I think she's supposed. I mean, at least 18. She talks about going to
Yeah,
university.
she was going to
Oh, she
college.
dropped
or
out of
she
college.
dropped out of college.
But,
so
oh my gosh, like she acts like she's a
True.
14, 15-year-old girl. Like just want
All of a sudden, one of the small tentacles comes out first.
Yeah.
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 What'd you think of those?
Okay. So the first one, the second one,
Yeah.
and from the previews and everything, subsequently, the rest of them,
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
They really put some effort and some time into the graboids.
Right.
So straight up, it's a tube sock.
It is a sock puppet.
It is a sock puppet.
yeah.
Yes.
You can literally see the guy's thumb, on half of it. There's no hole. There's just a sock,
Oh
and
my God.
there's not like two of them. There's just one.
No, it's one.
It's one dude sticking his hand up and going, rah, rah, rah,
Probably
rah,
buried in the dirt like
Yeah.
this, waiting for his cue.
Yeah, and just goes, rah. I mean, he literally has an elbow, a wrist, and it's just like, rah, rah, rah,
His
rah.
watch is still on the.
Exactly.
You can see the watch lump in the.
Yeah.
I thought it was the shrimp from the Muppet that just came
Yeah,
up through
it
the.
was.
I'm a king prawn, okay?
Oh my God. My best friend and I.
Do
we
do
used
do
to
do, mana mana, do 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 do, mana mana, do 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 do, mana mana.
All right, what'd your friend do?
No, my best friend and I, we used to watch this movie. Well, Tremors, the first one.
Yeah.
All the time. And this was like our hand signal for like the Tremors. So we
Yeah.
would go around just like, like with the.
I love it.
It reminds me of that.
A little weird, but it's endearing.
No, but
You
it
know
was
what?
so clearly
You know what? Your hands.
Don't please. Oh.
Oh.
right. You couldn't even wheel the sock puppet.
Yours would have been way more realistic.
I did the whole
Would have been an
graboid.
entire
You
job.
would have
the
been the whole
graboid.
body.
Not the graboid.
And then your
tentacle.
fingers coming out as the
But they
tentacle.
never had a graboid come out that was real out of the ground, other than footage they used from Tremors 1, or when they would show the whole thing, it was CGI coming
Yeah.
out. They didn't have a physical one. The only time
I knew
anything,
that was the shot from Tremors 1.
yeah.
I knew it.
Anytime anything physical came out, it was just the sock puppets,
Yeah.
and that was it.
No. Yeah.
Like sniffing people's shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so eventually he gets grabbed. The graboid comes up, snatches up Buford, goes back underground, and then comes up again right in front of the tourists, almost to be like, "Look what I got!
Yep.
Take a picture, everybody!" And he's just like swallowing down Buford in front of all these people.
And the one guy's literally just like,
Yeah. He literally was.
like, why is his camera going off so much the whole time?
Graboid was like a cat with bringing a canary back in the house. Just like, hey, look.
Here's your gift.
It
Thank you
was.
for visiting perfection.
From the first movie, I was listening to the commentary.
Yeah.
And some of the early designs of the graboid, where they had during the early filming, it would come out of the ground, and they had a moment where everybody looked at it and went,
Kind of looks like a penis.
"That looks like a dick."
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and they changed it, and then they kind of altered it a little bit, made it look a little bit less.
And then they reverted
they
back.
Literally, they went back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Every single time
it would come
that
out of
El
the ground,
Blanco
it comes
comes out of the
straight
ground.
Up out of the ground. I'm like, that's a dick.
It's a big old penis.
Because they made the mistake of making an albino graboid.
Yeah.
And when you recolor it, right? It's like, well,
I'm not sure
there's-
that's the problem.
There's a
I
lot
think
of
it is the
jokes here
problem.
that I won't touch, but come on.
well, all
even
right, I'm
has, like,
sorry.
a-
You've never seen an albino wiener before. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. All right.
It's beautiful, like blinds you.
It's elusive.
Well, it's,
Like a unicorn.
Translucent.
it's not like, you know, and I mean,
It's like the Sports Illustrated phones you could see through. Do you remember those?
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, they had the tchotchkes in the shop too. Remember, she's calling like, they have too many tongues. I'm like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
are those grabdos
Those
or dildoids? What are those?
Dildoids is great. Yep. They're either that or they're bongs.
Just put your weed in here. We've got
You can
graboid
put your
bongs.
weed in there.
Put your wiener in here.
Jack
There's going to be a
knows
lot of penis jokes in this one.
Jack no sells Buford getting eaten. Okay.
Yeah.
They all now Mindy's there and she's dealt with these things before. They all jump out of the Jeep and onto the rock, and they're like, "Oh my god, what are we doing? This is real. Is this real?" And Mindy goes, "All right, everybody, grab something, grab a drink, grab whatever, and we're gonna throw it in this
Throw it that
direction,
direction.
and then we're gonna drive away in the other direction."
Yeah.
And when I say they threw these things about a foot,
About 6.5
Well, and then-
inches, maybe.
it was like you ever see a toddler try to throw a ball and they just throw it straight into the ground.
Well, and the guy with
about
the
what it
camera,
was.
threw like a tissue. It was
Yeah.
like, whew, and
It's
it like
literally-
floated backwards.
Some of it hit the Jeep. It was
Yes.
such a short throw.
And then they took their sweet time just getting into
Right.
the vehicle.
That lady.
Well, they had to do it orderly.
That one lady that like they have to help in. I'm like, oh, just leave her.
I would have just left her.
Just left. Yeah, come on.
You're supposed to throw it away from
Bye,
the car.
Grandma.
You throw your stuff into the trunk of the car, basically, and then get in for 2 minutes and then drive away.
Sorry, you can't get back in the Jeep. Maybe we'll come back later for you.
Are you? And then the one guy's like, "Are you even licensed to do this? To do what exactly?"
Well, and I like that he was the one that like grabbed the gun to see if it was real. It's like, if there was anybody that was gonna try to use the gun, it's not you. I don't trust it.
Give it to Mary Gross. Mary Gross
Yeah.
was the mom who little cameo. I don't know if you've ever seen her and stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
She used to be in SNL and stuff. And Mary Gross, I was so happy to see her little 1 second cameo as the tourist mom. Let her have the gun and start shooting people.
Right.
Can she be in the rest of the movie? Actually, that would be
That would have
fantastic.
been a lot better.
All right, but Bert's got a graboid detector.
Of course.
Gets to town. Everybody has jumped onto their roofs, and he's starting to yell around, going, "All right, hey, they're a little bit away from town. It's okay. You know, you checked your size, your what did he call them? A seismometer or
Yeah. Yep.
something
The
like
seismograph.
seismograph or whatever."
Yeah.
All the batteries are dead.
And no one maintained their seismographs that he gave. Like Miguel's like, "Oh no, man, I don't have that anymore."
Well, I mean, they're not smoke detectors. Why they don't have to check the battery in those every 6 months?
It's been 11 years
Right.
since there's been a graboid around, right? So nobody maintained their stuff. And so Bert just goes, "All right, look, there's 3 of them because science." And
Plot.
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 I just know. I looked at the numbers.
Yep.
Should we? And then Mom goes, "Should we call for help?" He's like, "No, there's not enough time.
Yeah.
It's the middle of the
We'll
day.
handle it.
It's
Yeah.
the middle of the day." He goes,
Yeah.
"At dawn tomorrow, we wipe them out." I'm like, "Oh, so there's plenty of time to call help."
Yeah.
Lots of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Like you
anything.
guys can start,
Even
and
though
help
there's
can come in
tourism.
later.
Yeah, tourism still coming and going.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
No problem.
We got it.
Still making money in perfection. We got time.
And it's a good thing Jody has 13 RC trucks in her shop.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you remember from Tremors 2, they just kept multiplying and just had all these RC freaking cars from everywhere. And it's
She
same
makes them herself in the basement.
Yeah, they're
with little gnomes.
yeah. Oh,
Yep.
They come in at night and build the RC cars for her.
RC cars are hermaphroditic.
But they didn't even
They
use
multiply.
them. They really didn't even use them.
No, they didn't. But it's the same joke from the second
I
one.
know that.
They just have them. Why is there so many RC cars?
I don't know, but they didn't even use them.
Perfection is keeping the RC car industry in business.
Okay,
Okay,
Clint.
Clint knew that or not. But I think what they need to do is someone needs to look into the RC car business to see why there's been a graboid resurgence.
Where's Clint when we need him?
Okay?
Can we get him up here?
Because I think what we have here is corporate espionage.
I think so.
They're harvesting eggs of graboids and putting them in perfection just to keep their RC car business in
That's
business.
what it is.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
That's
Gotta
what
be
it
that.
is.
Smart.
Speaking of smart, the government goons show up because Mom did call for help after all. Because she knew they had plenty of time. I mean, they get there before they do anything.
The one guy is from Air Force One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
And I was like, wow, it's far fall. Far fall from Air Force One.
Hey, you got to pay the bills somehow.
He's like, it's the Secretary of Interior, one's of a paleontologist, and Black Lives Matter is also there out of the three of them. And I don't know why he's there, but they're like, these are...
That'd be the Bureau of Land Management.
Oh, he said BLM.
Yeah, that's the Bureau of Land Management.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's not Black Lives Matter.
I thought it was Black Lives Matter.
No.
I thought they were like, they're endangered. If they're black worms, we got to make sure that they're
El Blanco.
protected.
It's El Blanco.
I know it turns out to be white. We don't know that later on. I thought we were dealing with
Okay.
BWM.
You may want to edit this part out. I'm just saying.
Now BWM is not like black worms don't matter. Is that what you're saying? You want to hit me with all worms matter?
All worms matter.
Check, please.
All right, fine. Anyway, they're like, these are endangered worms, so you'll have to move your whole homes unless you can capture one. Then we'll let you stay because that's how that works.
Yeah, because they're
Makes sense.
technically endangered species now.
Right.
Yeah, so we need one
Yeah.
to kill
study.
and rip open and study.
Right. And then you can stay here and they won't be endangered anymore. Again, I don't know.
Yeah,
This is
now
how
you
this
can
works.
kill the
They'll
rest of
all
them.
be
We just
dead.
need the one.
Yeah.
They'll be dead, but you're not allowed to murder them.
Nope.
And Burt even goes, yeah, it's just a 3. It's a pretty small operation. And he says, we don't have the budget. And I'm like, I know you couldn't afford any more actors. This is the whole
Yeah, that's the point.
That's
Yep.
the whole thing. There's no more people. Bottom line, long story short, Burt has to catch one so that everybody can stay in perfection. And he goes, they got these tranquilizer darts that they were trying to use. They're all bent up,
But they had the wrong tips.
whatever.
Yeah.
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 So he's like, I'll get him to swallow your tranks.
They didn't have the bunker busting tips on
Oh,
them. Yeah.
yes,
They
yes,
just had the regular like elephant tips
Right.
on them.
I needed titanium alloy.
Yeah.
Right.
High strength titanium alloy.
High
Yes.
strength titanium alloy.
So what happens is he says, all right, I'll get him to swallow your tranks for you. And the government guy's like, what are we going to do? He's like, do what you do best. Go find something simple, make it complicated.
Yeah.
Best line in the movie.
Yep, it was a really good line.
Potentially the best line in any movie anywhere.
You're in another life, you might have been Burt Gummer, Ryan.
I may have been.
Attacked by Graboids. I think you would be Burt out of this, and you would be Rhonda, and I would be Miguel.
That's fair.
Joe? Melvin?
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't know. I could be somebody on a.
Fred Ward?
Red
No,
Dwarf? We could,
no.
no,
You don't have enough on your back
Who's
porch.
Grady?
what was
Not
I
enough junk in that trunk. No.
No, I'd probably be Mindy.
Mindy. All right, yeah.
Okay,
perfect.
all right.
You're going on pogo stick?
Yeah, okay. All right, good.
Prove it.
We just happen to have a
I
pogo
will,
stick right
actually.
here.
All right, bonus.
After the show,
Bonus content.
outside,
Perfect.
bring your pogo sticks.
I'll see you there.
All right, Burt goes out to find the
At the
Graboid.
flagpole.
And as he goes out there looking for the Graboid, Melvin shows back. A basketball kid is back.
Melvin. Now he's a real estate agent.
He's the guy trying to sell the ranchettes and divvy the desert up. And he's like, you can't sell this land. There's Graboids, Burt. He's like, what are you talking about? I've been Graboids for 11 years.
Well, and that's the thing. He's like, no one wants to come here. You can't sell this land. And then he's like, but I'm selling plots of land for people to come here.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that. That's a great
Makes no
argument.
sense.
You could sell a parcel of land for $5. No one's moving to perfection.
No.
Exactly.
Okay. It doesn't matter. It's the whole plot line.
Except for Jody. Left San Francisco, was it?
Yeah. To come run her uncle's
with her
shop.
6-figure career to open up a Tremor shop.
Harvard MBA.
Wait, did she say she has a Harvard MBA?
She says that she has an MBA. I don't know if it's Harvard, but she says she has an MBA.
Thought it was
Let's just
Harvard.
assume
Maybe
it's
it's
Harvard.
Yale. Something.
She got them from both, actually. She's dual.
Yeah, she could have.
It was Arizona State Online.
Phoenix University.
Phoenix
Online.
St. Mary's School of the Blind.
In another
Online. They didn't learn much.
The whole class is conducted in Morse code.
Enough for this crap. I'm going to go sell memorabilia in the desert. Yeah. In another scene involving people that can't throw, Melvin's beeper goes off. Right?
Is that no, that's the
Yeah.
Melvin's beeper goes off, and Bert's like starts pantomiming because the Graboid has shown up.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
and he starts pantomiming like, throw your beeper,
Yeah.
beeper. And he chucks it about a foot, like right at Bert's feet, basically.
Which I think
And
he
Burt-
did. I almost feel like he did it on purpose.
Maybe, but the previous scene makes me think that he just went, and couldn't throw it. And that's as far
And
as it
Bert
went.
looks at him like, you son of a bitch.
He does. Melvin takes off, and a freaking Graboid comes up out of the ground and swallows. It
Another
eats
penis.
Bert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not before Burt falls into a 55-gallon drum.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank
Don't-
God that was
Yeah.
there.
Don't.
You're right.
That's how he lives.
That's what made him survive.
That's because he was inside the drum when he was swallowed whole.
Inside a worm, inside a drum,
In a drum. Yeah.
with great cell reception
Oh yeah. Right.
because he gets on the horn.
Yeah.
I only have a minute of air.
Yeah.
And then he's in the graboid for at least another 5 minutes.
At least another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Graboid's taking off. He's thinking to himself, I just bagged Burt Gummer. I'm about to be a worm legend. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
This is for my cousins, right? He came up and just finally got him. And he's flying away with him, and he's inside a graboid. He's not even like going, I am
He's
in a worm.
He's as clear as day.
Yeah.
Like, Burt Gummer here. I happen to be in a worm. If you could just go ahead and lead him to my house so he could crash in that concrete wall. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Okay, I'm out of
Like
air
Chopper
now.
5.
Signing off.
Yeah, it's like Chopper 5.
Yeah, we're in a graboid over here. We've got jackknife semi down at 695, and back to the studio.
And even Bert, that stupid idiot Jack Sawyer is with him, right? And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
in the back of the truck, and Bert's getting eaten. It's at the point he's so far down, only his feet are sticking out, and and Jack is still sitting there going, I'll get a rope, Bert.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Just
And then he just
grab
looks
his
around for a
ankles,
second.
Jack.
He's like, oh.
Mentally resist.
And then he almost gets
fine.
the direction wrong. What if he had driven off in the wrong direction?
gosh.
It's like, where am I going? Look at the screen. He's like, oh, you're going west. Just kidding, east. Thank God he started driving east.
He gets to Bert's compound and is successful in leading the thing to crash into the wall that Bert had built underground.
Yep.
And then he's just standing there.
And Bert just so happens to have a working chainsaw,
Right.
even though there's like no lumber around there, no trees, just cactus and,
Why does he have a
and prairie
chainsaw?
dogs.
For this very moment.
Yeah, exactly.
He had a dream. And
Yep. And a shovel, and he goes in there.
Knew he had to cut a graboid open.
Well, and I like,
Some point.
he cuts the graboid open, right? And then
The POV shot, or it's not even a POV shot. It's clearly him not cutting into the ground. It's
Yeah.
just under the frame, right?
And all the stuff coming
And all
up in
and
his
they're
face.
just shooting
They're
yellow
just
and orange
shooting
goo
the orange Kool-Aid up
into
Yeah.
his face.
well, and then there's no drum anymore inside. Bert just like sits
Well, no,
up. He's like, ugh.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, he comes down and he hits the drum at first
Right.
because you see a slight spark right before they cut.
I miss that.
you
I
trust
missed
Jack
that
not to
too.
cut Bert in half.
Yeah, well, no, but then
That's a
then
good
he
thing the
rips
drum
it
was there.
open,
It's a magic trick.
and then yeah. So I don't know why Bert's not like completely half dissolved by this point.
Well,
in time,
I
'cause
expected
you
him
would
to be
think-
like Buzzsaw from Running Man. He had to split, right? Like
Yes.
he just like they opened it up and Bert's just cut in half.
yeah,
Yeah.
Long ways.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
I mean,
Just
that
like,
would have
oh.
been
Head
kind
to
of
ball,
awesome.
yeah.
Don't look in here,
Why?
Jody, because Jody just rolls up also, by the
Like,
way.
hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she's just like talking to them. She's like,
She
what is
rolls up. Hey, guys, I'm in the scene.
She's super,
Hey, I'm
super casual about what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like, you owe me money for that ice. What's going on?
Right. He sits up. They just pull his carcass out of a dead worm.
yeah.
Okay. And he's like covered in crap. And her line is, you two need supervision.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was, and it
Super
was-
cash.
Yeah.
It was terribly delivered.
Talk about an
and
undersell.
It was awful. It was awful.
I blame the writing.
I
I blame 50-50. I blame the actor too. Really? Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
Never.
Everybody gets a share of the blame here. As they're driving back, Dr. Scientist starts stumbling through the desert, okay? And he's basically coming from an attack where all the government goons were killed.
Oh,
One of the worms they found turned into shriekers,
that sucks.
the little Mausers from the last one. They're like,
Yep, the nerds.
we got killed by little hermaphroditic dogs. Oh, death. And he just keels over and
it
dies.
does sound terrifying.
Yeah.
Movie budget ran down, so
Cannibalistic
they had to get rid of
nerds.
those three guys.
They couldn't show that scene because they didn't have any money to shoot it.
No, again.
So
Oh, this happens a lot.
he's like, I was there. It totally happened.
A lot of stuff happens right off camera.
Oh, yeah.
Like like especially like yeah, not to get too far.
Yeah.
But they're in that trailer. We're just looking out the window and describing what's happening.
Could you imagine? How about you turn that camera around and let
no,
us see what's happening?
Yeah.
That'd be something.
The shots on them looking through the window going, oh, there's a lot of stuff happening out there. That's pretty crazy. Look at all that stuff over there. I ran outside the window.
Believe us. It's there. I swear.
Believe me.
Believe me.
Believe
One
me,
of the
I ain't
funniest
lying.
things.
It's right there.
I'm selling it. Selling it.
The problem is they weren't selling it. They undersold almost everything.
Well, we bought it.
One of my favorite things,
Did
though,
we?
that I
We were
laughed
talking
out
about
that
it.
I laughed
I
out
rented
loud. I laughed out loud at this is
LOL.
they the shriekers are out now, so now we know how the shriekers they see body heat, right?
Yep.
So Bert radios Mindy and her mother who are on the roof because they think it's graboids, and they go, "Oh, the freaking shriekers are out!" And they see body heat. You got to mask your body heat. And they crawl into a damn cardboard box.
Oh, yeah.
It just cuts to them sitting inside a cardboard box.
Well, and Mindy and her amazing acting in this movie, she's like, hide our body heat?
Let me just go in this cardboard box that's been baking in the sun all day.
Yeah, why is that
And has
box
heat
even
trapped
there?
in it.
Right.
Yeah.
With a side open.
Right.
And he's like, I hate my life.
Freaking killed me. They're just sitting there like this, hugging their legs.
Huddled
inside
in a
of
box like it's
They can't get us now.
they're in Central Park in New
Well,
York
and,
in the
like,
winter.
The shriekers can't even get on the roof, though.
Well, remember they stacked like a pyramid in the last movie.
Yeah,
remember
it's
they
very
got-
realistic.
Yeah, remember they turned into cheerleaders. They figured that
That's
out.
right. That's right.
They
That's
copied and pasted the CGI on top of itself. That's how they got on top
They
of
built
each
a
other.
rudimentary ramp.
Yeah.
Although these are new
get up there.
shriekers, I don't know if they might have had to learn how to do
You
that.
know that's something else,
Yeah,
guys?
they need time to learn.
Right.
And this was budgetary, I read. That y'all notice how we didn't see a dang shrieker in this entire movie except for the very beginning, because they were going to have shriekers throughout the movie and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't have the money. So all the shriekers are just spoken of in the movie and they're never shown, not once.
Yes.
Not once.
They're like, Burt killed
That's-
too many of
that's
them to
right.
begin with. We ran out of money for shriekers.
right?
Because they're like, but these carcasses looking
Right.
like
Yeah.
what the
Which looks
snake
like-
skin
Looks
stuff.
like, yeah, somebody went to Boston Market and be like, just give me the skin. I just need
want
the
the-
skin.
I just want the skin
some
of the
roasted
rotisserie
turkeys.
chicken.
Yeah.
They brought the ninja chickens from earlier and had them cooked up.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, before they can chase the shriekers, who are already starting to multiply and crapping babies out of their mouths like they do,
Jessica Biel in
they get. Oh yeah, Jessica Biel and A-Team. Before they start beeling it, they get trapped on the rock.
Beeling it.
They get trapped on the rocks because El Blanco, the white graboid, is back.
White whale.
Right? He even says, "Call me Ishmael."
Yes.
the first
Yeah.
time he sees him.
Yes.
It's like a little obvious. We're doing Moby Dick here,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's appropriate. It looks like a dick.
Oh, you owe me a Coke. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. All right, they're trapped on this rock, and they're there for 24 hours before Miguel goes, "Let's try and build a fishing pole."
Right. And he's like,
He was working on it.
there was so much about this. And
Why
he was
didn't
like,
you list this among our assets in the first
And
place?
he's like, look at this. He's like, it's dental floss. I always carry it. As he smiles and he's missing a tooth. You're like, but why do you always carry this? You don't use it.
He wants to keep,
And-
he doesn't want to lose any more teeth.
Right.
Say, while this is happening, Jack is trying to rizz up Jody by talking about clouds and stuff. Talk about having game, dude.
And Jody's just
God.
like, never noticed. I never look up. I'm busy.
Yeah, too
You're
busy.
like, well, you must be really fun at
They
parties.
didn't teach us to look up at Harvard.
He's like, I know chicks dig a good cumulus, but you know what I think's kind of hot? Some serious clouds. Let's really get my motor running.
Whew.
I know. I know. Stephanie, you're probably watching going, stop talking about clouds,
Oh
Jack.
my God. I can't handle it.
As long as he doesn't mention cumulonimbus.
I don't know, James. I'm really busy, okay? I don't look up ever.
Oh, I know.
I'm working for myself.
What's the sky?
Can you
What?
talk about clouds more for me, James? Please.
You ever been caught in a nimbus before?
What about when it's foggy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're literally swimming through cloud. I let the warm envelope of the cloud embrace me. I go outside sometimes like the girl from The Fog I just Donald Duck it outside on the porch when it's a foggy night, just so I can feel it on my body.
Feel that cool mist over your
What
body.
a wonderful picture in my head.
Yeah.
All right.
I Squidward it right outside.
They ask the box girls, this is how they're going to get to the truck, okay? They ask the box girls back on the roof to make noise into the radio so that they can chuck the radio. These Burt can throw.
Yeah.
Can chuck the radio that the graboid will go chase, and then they can get to the truck. I thought to get away. They do that. They make the noise. They throw the radio. They run over to the truck. They get the guns out so they could get the shriekers. And they put an ammo box against the gas pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
just
just
send
send
the
the
car
truck.
Yeah.
just driving off into the horizon.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it crashes, and they're like, "Oh my God, it crashed!"
Yeah, no. Like,
They were so surprised.
all my
Yeah.
ammo, all my guns were in there.
What did you think?
How did this happen?
Did you think it was going to park itself?
They said that, didn't they? How did this happen?
How did this happen?
Well,
You just sent it off into the distance being chased by shriekers. And I didn't know they were going to come right back to it. Then they take their guns and they go into the valley to try and get the things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just imagining the car just driving off.
just on
Yeah.
the desert.
out,
Yep.
just driving
Mowing
forever.
I mean,
cactuses
there's so
down,
many
lizards,
cliffs.
whatever else.
You know, it's not all flat land. It's bound to crash.
That's your truck, man. They go into the valley
too.
and there's not even any shriekers there. There's just these husks. Like they've shed their skin, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They couldn't afford them. There's no freaking shriekers.
Yep, they threw some Genio skins out there. And
And then he says, let's go find my truck.
Yeah.
My
On
first
foot?
thought,
where did it go? How do you know where your truck went?
It's right there.
How long would it take
on
you to
fire, and it's on
It's in
fire.
the ditch.
You went the
right
total
there.
opposite direction of your truck.
Right now, you have to walk. And that thing was going, you floored it. And
Yeah.
that thing's going however far it ended up. And you're going to on foot go find your truck. It'd take you 4.5 hours.
So writing.
It's a thing.
And then you're right, they get there. Oh,
My truck.
What happened to it? And
I
they're like,
hate
sorry,
this
Bert,
movie."
that sucks. Like, well, yeah. This movie
All
is
right.
so good, you guys.
Enter the farting lizard birds. Okay.
Yes.
Can we? No. Can we say? Obviously, we can't say it.
No, we can say
They
it.
what?
Well, the actual name of
Ass
them.
blaster?
Oh, ass
Ass
blasters. You say ass.
blasters.
Yeah. So I remember
I'm
last
checking.
time, I just imagine we talked about this when they invented the shriekers, when they were sitting around the writers' table, right? And they're like, this time it's going to have arms. Every time they write a Tremors movie, do they have to sit around the table and go, all right, what's it going to be this time?
We're going to have like
fly.
a.
What would make them take us as seriously as possible?
I got it. Birds with perpetual Taco Bell stomach.
Yes.
Well, the first one swam underground. These last ones ran around. We can only keep going up. So
Yeah.
these are going to fly,
Yeah,
right?
but we can't have actually fly like flap their wings. They have to
Right.
be.
No, that's dumb.
Oh no, that's stupid because that's been done before.
That's only how everything ever flew ever.
exactly. So we're just gonna have these gliders propelled by explosions out of their asshole.
What?
Yeah, and then we'll call them ass blasters.
They're gonna break the force of gravity from the ground by propelling themselves with their own farts.
yes.
Yes.
They're-
Genius!
The sphincter muscles on these things have been highly developed.
You know how much force? What is it? Force times resistance divided by
Gravity.
fart power.
That's why they have to vibrate really
rotation of
fast
Jupiter.
before they blast off.
That's
It's like a cat when they see
that's the
their brain, they
refried
shake their
beans
butt.
working there. They just.
This is real, guys. We're not making this up. For those of you that haven't seen Tremors 3, this
Please
is an
just
actual
go watch it.
plot point. We're not just making it up.
No.
They meant to have them propelled by their farts.
If you guys stay to the after show,
Yes.
or the patrons or whatever,
Yeah.
the after show, I got to tell a story
Okay.
about a cat and explosive diarrhea.
Interesting, because I have a story about my own ass blaster.
Yes.
So, all right.
So
perfect.
I would love to share that.
We'll do that on the
show.
post game show.
All right.
Which
Yes.
is available
Nice.
on our Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon.com.
Both of my kids have been ass blasters.
All right. So so they run out. Miguel is the first one to find one of these ass blasters. Okay. And he dies? Question mark. Anybody else confused about how that
So
happened?
he
Yeah.
get knocked off a cliff.
They
Yeah.
filmed it really weird.
They filmed it really weird, and then they show his hand up, and it's like the
It was a mannequin
whitest
hand.
Yeah, it was- yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
damn mannequin.
Like Miguel's kind of Mexican, or
No, not really. Kind of.
he is,
It was so
and
strange.
he's relatively tan.
Dark. Yeah.
The editing of when the thing swooped down and then him falling, it was
And
all,
it was like a point of view of him
I have an
falling.
explanation.
it was all jumbled.
I have it. I have her here.
Okay.
Do you know why?
What? Tell me.
What was the rating of this movie?
PG.
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 It was freaking PG.
This was
That's
a
why they had to
PG
cut it so
rated
weird?
movie.
Because after he falls off a cliff, we think, again, it's the editing some of the worst I've ever seen at this specific moment.
Yes.
It's like they fired Miguel and didn't have him to do the shots.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
And so, or he got caught sleeping
It's like
with Brent Maddox's
I
wife or
refuse
something.
to die. I refuse to die. I'm walking away
You got sacked.
Got sacked. We regret to inform you that Miguel has been
by
sacked.
the ass blaster.
And he will not be played by a mannequin.
No.
They cut up even when his body is supposed to be on the ground. Again, we don't show the body. We just show them running up and looking down below the frame, going, "Oh gosh, Miguel."
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, he's so
And
dead
it's
down
just-
there.
And his hand is so like.
And it's just a mannequin hand sticking up
Yeah.
into the
The
frame.
ass blaster blew the color right off his hand.
his hand looks bleached.
Well, we
Man,
don't know.
That thing killed him.
You never
just just
They took Michael Jackson and
Yep.
Yeah.
They Jackson.
cut that out, please.
Oh, jeez.
No, that stays in. So
Don't hate me.
they radio the box girls who are still sitting in the damn cardboard
Yeah.
box on the
Yeah.
roof.
Yep.
And they're like, they can fly now. Get off the freaking roof. And they get off the roof. They get down into the shop, but one of the ass blasters follows them into the shop.
Yes.
And Mindy
She just takes a chair.
wait a second. I know about shriekers. They need to see heat.
What about this 8-pound ham?
That
Just happens to be there.
I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 3 seconds.
And it's going to be
Literally.
steaming hot.
Yes.
I'm
That's
not
how that
dumb,
works.
you know.
Yeah.
Again, we're not exaggerating, guys.
No.
And when we play this clip,
No, we're telling the truth.
this is not edited in any way. This is how long the thing was in the microwave. 3 seconds.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. And this thing is so hot that it distracts from two hot-blooded people
Yeah.
that are in the same
Right.
room. She chucks
And then the
this ham.
shot of it eating the ham and like the sausage or whatever is next
Yes.
to it was so realistic.
It was awesome. And she goes, I'm not. And the mom goes, I never thought you were stupid. I'm like, don't worry, Mom. I did.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, we
I
had
did for
no
you.
doubt.
Everybody on this
But
end,
I like
I'm
that the
sorry.
mom has to explain that. Like, what have you done to her in the past that she thinks you think she's stupid?
She is stupid. I'm sorry.
She is.
Everybody's
She's
stupid.
It took this girl
Facts.
a million years to hack a door in Jurassic Park, okay?
Wow. Wow.
Remember?
She was like 11.
I'm just saying.
Still, come on.
She's done been stupid.
I couldn't even do that now. What are you
the
talking-
11-year-olds now
Open
can
the
hack your
door.
How long does it take to
Hold
over
the
the
door.
mouse to click the door program and open it
Right.
up?
Well,
Exactly.
okay, first of all, that computer was old. Like,
Yeah, it was slow.
yeah, so she's moving the mouse and things.
The,
It's
the
like, come here.
Raptors are 60 million
Come
years old. They're old too.
They're old.
They're made of flesh and blood.
All right, fine. We're more on Jurassic Park. It's actually the next movie we're doing on Good Movies Rule. So I'm sure we'll take Mindy to task for her crappy hacking ability in that
Nice.
movie when we get there.
I love green jello.
That's right. All right. Time for some science.
Their butts do.
What?
The science scenes in Tremors are always the best source of comedy in this whole
Always.
series.
Yes.
If you remember the whole thing with Kate and hermaphrodites, and this is how they, and she's like, here's a fossil, and this is, I know what it is from looking at it, and all that nonsense.
Yep.
Same thing in this movie.
He just crams facts right down your throat.
She's just fishing, Jodie's just fishing through a corpse, and she's like, oh, they lay eggs. This is the life cycle of the graboid.
yeah.
Right?
That's why they've been dormant over the past 11 years.
And then Burt goes, look at all this sulfur and other flammable chemicals on the ground. And then Jack goes, of course, they work that all up in their ass, and that's how they blast off. That's an actual line of dialogue.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
They work it all up in their ass, is what he
Wait,
says.
James, who are you trying to like convince? I know
Them!
Oh,
'Cause they
okay.
think
because you're looking at us.
Because I have to. You're the only ones here.
We're here.
Stare at the camera.
Seriously.
They build things up in their ass.
They know that we paraphrase things in
I know.
humorous ways.
Yeah.
But in this case, I'm just saying the
No, we're not.
dialogue from the movie.
Yes.
That's
We
straight out
have the
of movie.
script. We've just been reading it this whole time.
Been
Yeah.
reading it. All right.
Exactly.
They escape with a mattress instead of a door like last time. And this is when Jodie dubs them ass blasters, following in the lineage of her uncle who dubbed them graboids.
Graboids.
Well, and I like that Miguel, he like died this horrible death. And she's like, we should just call him ass blasters.
Nobody gives a crap about
No
Miguel.
respect.
Poor Miguel.
Remember when she blasted Miguel with its ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was
So
hilarious.
ass blasters.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Well, that's how her uncle was. Like people were dying and like, well, he's gonna be pretty mad if we don't give him a name.
True.
I
It was
can't
funny
have,
back then.
know.
Now
Can't
it's just
have it.
He didn't think it was so funny when he was being eaten.
can't have a tourism industry if they don't give him a name.
Exactly.
They make it to Burt's bunker, his stronghold, and the problem with the bunker is that it's not ass blaster proof.
It is not.
And
Not
I mean,
many
what
things.
is
Yeah.
ass blaster?
Not many things are ass blaster.
He failed to consider
I think
the
it's funny.
evolution of the graboid.
This always happens to Burt. Remember the last one? They're like, I was denied needed intel.
Yep.
Because he didn't know about the shriekers.
Yep.
And now the same thing. He built this whole compound, and then he was denied the needed intel.
Yep.
And now the ass blasters just dive through the roof
Yep.
Oh,
and
man.
destroy the place. Right as they're about to get all these guns, they go hide in his safe, which is his MRE safe,
Yep.
filled with MREs. And like, we could stay down here for 6-7 years. This is when he puts his Jack puts his ear up to the door, like, they're melting through the door with their buttholes.
Again,
Actual lines.
Actual
Yes.
dialogue.
He can hear that.
Not only can they,
He could feel the warmth on his cheek, and he knew.
Don't they teach you to touch it with the back of your
Yeah,
hand
you're supposed to
instead
go
of your
back to
cheek?
your hand, not your cheek.
I thought
You go in face first.
is that how you check a door? Hey,
Yes.
kids.
you put your cheek against.
Hey
there's an
kids,
ass
just in
blaster.
case there's ass blasters on the other side of the store,
Yeah.
use your cheek.
Yeah, put the inside of your thigh against the door.
Get a
Put
mattress
your
or
ass blast
or
on the
another
door.
door in front of you first.
Yeah.
Then check.
I just want to see that though. I want to see. I know they didn't show it, but I'd love to see that the ass blaster
Just trying to-
just
Ass against the door,
against the door, just-
like it's an acetylene torch, just melting the
Yeah.
freaking door.
Have you
Yeah.
have you guys ever read
torch.
the kids book Dragons Love Farts?
dragons love farts. No, I haven't.
It's literally about dragons farting everywhere.
Oh.
It reminds me of Tremors 3.
All right, everybody, go check out Dragons Love Fart.
It's probably
We like
better
art.
than Tremor 3.
We like reading,
It is. It's actually a pretty
especially
good
kids'
book.
books.
He's like, we could be down here 6-7 years, but now Bert is worried that there's all these MREs in here and they're going to all multiply like
them,
the
yeah.
hermaphrodites
Yep.
do. And so he's like, good thing I've got a slide that goes out here to the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and good thing I have these cans of fuel along
Down
with my
here with
MREs.
MREs, yeah.
Because that's
Store them with your food.
that's the smart. Of course, you
Right.
definitely want to store your flammable
Absolutely.
liquids along with your
Absolutely.
perishable food goods.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
I mean, when you go grocery shopping, you have the bacon, you know,
Yep.
the pickles, the cheese,
Milk.
gasoline.
Yep. Right.
Sometimes.
Right in the cooler next to the milk.
Yep.
Yep.
He blows up his whole place to kill one ass blaster.
Yep.
One.
Yep.
Only to find out mere
denied
moments
intel.
later.
Food, like, chills them out.
We fed them
in a
a whole.
coma.
We fed them Jody's Christmas ham.
Yeah.
He went to sleep.
It's in a coma now.
Yeah.
We tied it up.
We tied it up with duct tape.
So I don't understand the evolution behind that. I mean, so now they are shriekers or they're ass blasters, and when they eat they die,
Or they go
They go to
comatose.
sleep. They go comatose.
why?
I mean, I'm like that after Thanksgiving, but you know,
It's only with Christmas hams that it happens.
Yeah.
they're like, good night. They
Put the game on.
that's what you gotta do. You gotta put a football game on and feed it hand.
Unbutton,
Right.
unbutton their
And then
jeans.
when a kid comes in to change the channel, it
Yell
just
at him.
kind of wakes up. Put that game back on.
I was watching that.
I just pictured an ass blaster in jeans, Joe. And I'm not upset that you gave me that visual. That's hilarious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They steer so to get away now from this burning wreckage of the other ass blasters circling the smoking wreckage.
Yeah.
They steer
Very
a boat.
realistically, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Like a
those are
vulture.
good CGIs.
Went out and filled the
it
turkey
was-
vultures in the valley.
The CGI was comparable to the vampire bat in Once Bitten.
Yes.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
on the
haven't
string.
seen that? Then that's you might as well have just gone that way.
It would have been more entertaining.
It would have been more entertaining.
It's true. To get away, they get inside of a boat that's on a trailer. Thankfully, that has not a two-wheel trailer.
Because you
Could
need
have been
boats in the desert.
I was gonna say thank you, Ryan. Why is there a boat in the desert?
Oh yeah, why the hell is there a boat in the desert?
Yes.
Well, that and like, why are you trusting Jack? And you're just like, yep, I'm gonna get on this.
I can steer it with an oar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go right. Okay.
Come on, man.
Maybe it was Bert's like boat, and just in case he was prepared for a
was
epic
water.
biblical thug.
It was for his
Monsoon.
retirement. He was gonna go to Florida.
It's for the inevitable fourth transformation of the tremor.
the flood,
The water
of the valley,
tremors.
Yep.
the water
Oh, yeah.
tremors, yeah.
Yeah.
He was going to be ready. He's going to have a boat for that.
They get down. They run out of there.
His
They
house
hide.
wasn't ready.
They hide inside of a porta-john.
Yeah,
They're like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do?
oh, it stinks. And
Yeah, and Jody's like, no, I'd rather die.
yeah, I'd rather be eaten to
good.
death.
Yeah.
Leave her out.
Be inconvenienced by the smell.
Leave her
piss.
outside.
God, I hate people when they do that.
Once again, inside a porta-john that's been out in the sun, and it's nothing but heat
I
inside.
can't imagine it's an often used John.
Thank you.
either,
I actually
right?
was gonna bring that up. It's at a junkyard in the middle of perfection, whatever the things.
Right.
It's probably used once or twice a week. Maybe.
If that.
Maybe.
If
I've
that.
been in those things, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're not that bad if they're used very
Sparingly.
Right.
They're having a whole conversation inside this portage. Oh, what are we going to do? And like, well, their stomachs are filled with all kinds of flammable chemicals. And they're like, well, a gun? Well, we don't have any guns. A
Yeah, Jody.
flaming arrow?
She's so rude.
Who are we going to shoot a flaming arrow with? What, Jody, idiot?
Yeah.
Potato gun.
And then finally, Jack goes, potato gun. Durr. He might have actually made that noise.
I did.
It's likely.
When he said that, I was like, "Durr!"
So they're like, let's go shopping in this junkyard for all the components we need to build a potato gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so off they scatter. And it takes them all day. It's like nighttime by the time they all
Yeah.
come back together.
Yeah.
During this whole thing, Jody traps one inside of a shipping container
Yep.
and crawls out there's a window in the shipping container.
Yep. And there's a bunch of flammable liquids
Of course.
inside the shipping container.
So she leaves it in there so that its own farts will destroy it.
And she's like, oh, yeah.
It basically hotboxed itself. Yeah. It gave itself its own Dutch oven.
Yes. And then she yells, ass blaster, ass blasted. Run.
She's like, blast your own ass.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. She's
Haha, good one, Jody.
It's either great or it's horrible. I don't understand which one.
Oh.
yeah.
All right.
There has yet
Anyway.
to be a good leading lady character in any of these.
Now, maybe the fourth one. I'll get it right.
I'm
finally.
holding out.
Maybe.
They build the potato gun. All right, I'm going to get through. They build the potato gun.
Yeah, let's just get it.
And they shoot the first one. There's 3 of them.
Boom.
They shoot the first one. No
Explodes.
problem.
Great. Next.
They get the second one is trying to come in through the skylight. So Jody crawls up through the other
Jack's like,
skylight.
open your legs. She's like, what? Oh, I get it now. Like, what?
He's like, you hear me talking about clouds? I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get this
yeah,
thing
come on
shot.
now.
All right, you'll know when I'm talking about clouds.
Jody's like a dog. They can't look up. It's just like.
Yeah, so she's not even out of the window. She's like, I can't see.
Can't see.
She gets out through the skylight, shoots the second one with the potato gun, lights it in, aims at herself. Impressive.
Yeah.
That then gets killed. Now
She's
the
got
third one,
skills.
they have it's like, oh, there's always a learning curve with these things. They learn, they're smart. And so
Yeah.
the third one ducks.
It barely dodges it. Oh no, they've learned. It's not the fact you could just be aiming wrong. but
Yeah,
no,
out of a
one
homemade
learned.
potato
Yeah.
gun.
Like this
Yeah.
thing was Barry Sanders on the football field.
Exactly.
I learned.
Right.
You got Neo over here.
Freaking
Just,
did a spin move.
how'd
and
you do that? You moved like they did.
My God.
Exactly.
This freaking Jet Li ass blaster out there.
Yeah.
Just-
Or you missed. I mean,
Right. Either way.
I think you missed.
This thing flies into the trailer where they are now, and they end up just stabbing it instead of shooting the potato gun, and then that thing, they all dive out of there, and then that explodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
El Blanco now shows up.
Yes.
because
Here comes El Blanco.
Burt, we should have
Perfect
mentioned
timing.
earlier, has this supersonic watch that gets electro frequencies from some freaking clock in Colorado or something. I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Like he
Yeah.
really needs.
And El Blanco's like, how does he always know where I am? He's tracking his supersonic watch. And because it's like a dog whistle, basically, even though those kind of watches only receive frequencies, but whatever. Doesn't matter. They get, I know, shh.
Plot.
He gets tangled up in a freaking coils of an old mattress.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Out of all the things, again, the writing on this movie was
To get Burt
chef's
Gummer.
kiss. Like, we need to detain him somehow. We need to get him caught up in something. Let's just have him lay down on an old spring mattress and get caught up on
What
it.
could be more humiliating than that?
Yeah.
They ran out of budget for
Just a
55
bum
gallon
mattress.
drums. So
It was. And then Jody is useless in removing him.
Yeah.
Just absolutely useless.
He's trying to get the multi-tool and the
Right.
clip.
Like,
the
how do you
wires.
open this?
You're useless.
Meanwhile,
just
You know what,
get up
Jody?
'cause of
Just
Jody.
let me die.
Where I'm here, just let me lay here.
I don't want to be in Tremors 4. Just let me go.
just let me
Just
go.
let me go. I thought their worm was going to get me last time. While this is all happening, one of the ass blasters that we thought was crushed by a fridge gets up and is alive. Now you got the Graboid and an ass blaster that you're dealing with.
No, now you're going from down and up.
Jack
Screwed.
runs up. He takes the watch. He's like, I'm going to run away with it so it'll chase me. Gets the watch, takes the duct tape off of
There
his
comes.
jeans.
Yep, there's the old,
There it is.
duct
Makes
tape on the
the
jeans. thing.
most perfect sphere
Yes.
of all
With the
time
sticky side out.
and puts the watch around it.
The watch and the sticky duct tape, chucks it, and it sticks It's like a bomb that sticks. It's a sticky bomb.
It's a sticky bomb.
Onto the ass
Thanks, Tom
blaster.
Hanks.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw it.
Yeah, thanks, Tom Hanks.
Can we talk about the duct tape for a second, though?
Sure.
No.
So he peels this off his
fine.
pants. Have you ever peeled duct tape off of fabric?
Oh, yeah,
and then
dude.
tried to stick it on something else?
It's just going to be covered with denim hair.
Exactly. So unless that ass
talking
blaster had glue on it, that thing ain't sticking on
there's
there.
And
no
it
way.
stuck. It was just like,
Yeah, it stuck perfectly.
move at
like it was a yeah.
No. So, of course, El Blanco comes up and eats the ass blaster because it's got the watch on.
Yeah.
And
I was like, wait a minute.
Tastes like chicken.
This didn't taste like gum.
and that's it. They all get away and they all
Kid
live.
comes up, tosses a few salads. down.
All that. Perfection is back on the map. Mom's on the horn at the shop. She sells an ass blaster to Siegfried and Roy.
She's working
like-
two phones.
She's like,
Right.
I have a daughter to put through school.
So-
And Mindy's like, I want a car. Shut the f***.
Good job, Mindy. Would have priorities.
We know that on one phone is Siegfried and Roy, who actually makes
Yeah.
sale. I want to say it's Michael Jackson on the other phone. Right?
Might have been.
Who else would
Probably.
want an ass blaster to put next to Bubbles, the chimp?
I don't know.
It was the Tiger
In
King.
Neverland Ranch.
Bush.
It was No, he hangs up the phone and he goes, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Yes.
My favorite Tiger King meme of all time. All right, Jack invites Jody to go for a ride and talk about clouds. He literally is like, there's some nice clouds to look at out here.
And
You
she's
wanna-"
like, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Can't you see I'm trying to take this
Fine.
soda in?
Yeah, like, can't
Yeah.
you see I'm not interested at all?
Gotta be a running thing because none of the guys had any game. Even Kevin Bacon, when he tries to get Rhonda at the end of the first
Yeah.
one, it was all awkward. Earl
But it was Kevin Bacon.
was like,
It was-
you ever
it was
think about dating anybody? You know, when they're up on the freaking trapped on top
Well,
of the
yeah,
miss October.
I've almost died the last 2 days, so I'm thinking about that ass.
Anyway, they go off.
Well, then
and
Mindy walks out.
Mindy's
She's like, ugh, older women. Jody has to be like 2 years older than you, Mindy.
Jody's finally
mentally
able
old.
to.
Mentally old.
Yeah.
What to say?
Melvin shows back up, basketball boy with the ranchettes thing. Burt traps him on a rock with El Blanco circling.
And this is where we realize that
Leaves him to die.
Melvin's Italian. Dang, Bert! Don't you know these are going to get all of you?
For the people who are not watching
Those are
on
the hand
YouTube,
gestures. Yeah.
Stephanie was giving big, large hand gestures.
Hilarious.
Tremors 3, everybody.
That's Tremors 3, everyone. Good God.
Wonderful. I regret
All right.
nothing.
What you might regret here is we are now going to have to give this movie some awards, some flowers, some praise.
Oh, there's a couple gems
Okay.
in here. A lot better
Few.
than whatever that movie that then I refused to give a third one. What was the last one I was on?
Well, you were on Breakin', and then you were on Santa with Muscles.
Santa with Muscles. Yeah.
yeah.
I refused to give a third.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That would have been hard to give
that
a third.
movie-
That would have been hard to give 2.
That movie was worse than Boyfriend School, I swear.
Oh, dang.
God, I hated that movie
all right.
so bad.
Well, we're going to start off with this movie. Please let's not revisit Santa with Muscles. We're going to start with the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
That's right. Will Patton embodies intensity. And so who in this movie gets the award for the actor that, despite the fact that they were in Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, gave their role as much intensity as they could and actually tried and did a good job with what they were doing? Joe, who is your nominee for the Will Patton Award?
Whoever was working the Graboid puppets. Because they didn't have much.
No.
But they gave it their all.
Fair enough.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Exactly.
It's like when
They
Buford was shoveling, he's like, what'd you do? Man, I was a puppet on Tremors 3 once.
Yeah. Honestly, Michael Gross.
Michael
I know
Gross. He's one of the last 2 movies.
Yes.
So he's going for a 3.
I know he's kind of the main character.
Yeah.
Not really.
That
supposed
doesn't
to give
matter.
it, but
No, you can give it to the main character.
Michael Gross.
For sure. That's the unsung hero we can't give to the main character.
Yeah.
Ryan, who you got as your nominee?
There's only one. Michael Gross.
There you go.
Burt Gummer.
Burt Gummer. Burt
Pew, pew, pew,
effing
pew.
Gummer.
Yes.
He's the only one.
Josh Eglin is playing along with us from our Patreon for the first time ever.
Hey.
Well, welcome,
Okay, you
Josh.
better have the right answer for the first time here. then.
Josh
Don't screw it up.
is one, like I said, one of our patrons. If you guys want to play along, have your awards be part of the show, you can do that by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/badmoviesrule. Josh says, look, this isn't really a question in my eyes. Michael Gross takes this award easily. Yes, Josh. No Graboid, Shrieker, or Ass Blaster ever stood a chance once Burt Gummer put on his boots and started his day.
No, they didn't.
That's right.
Amen.
So, good answer there, sir. Yeah. Stephanie, who you got for Will Patton?
Oh, Michael Gross. We already knew
There
that.
you go.
Okay, fine. I went with Michael Gross,
There
too.
we go.
Oh,
And Mike Harding, a longtime friend, has been playing along with us for a while. He also goes, Michael Gross, I tried to find someone else to give this award to, but there is no one
just
else.
There is no one else.
And so that means that Michael Gross is going to win the a three-peat. Yes, like Michael Jordan in the 90s.
He's
I think he just may, for the next couple Tremors,
He made.
just
I don't know.
sweep. Get the
Clean
broom
sweep.
out.
All I got to say is Jamie Kennedy joins the franchise here. So, you know,
Jimmy Kennedy.
we'll see. We'll see what happens once J. Ken comes in.
we'll see.
Jake Ken?
Yeah.
You have a nickname?
You guys are
That's his
close,
street
They're
name.
close. They're real close.
Okay.
Like Ozone?
Like Ozone and Turbo and J.
Turbo? He's good. JK?
J. Ken.
J. Ken.
J. Ken.
Oh, whatever.
All right. The next award we give out, and boy, howdy, do we have options here, is to the worst actor
Do we?
in the movie. And we've named it after the worst actor in existence, Steven Seagal. It's the Steven Seagal trash can full of dirt.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt. Yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
All right, guys, who was your nomination, Mad Genius? Yes.
The CG guy. He's a good choice.
So you're saying he's not getting the Thomas technical
He's
award?
not Thomas technical award.
No one in
He's
this movie
not
is
getting.
getting
There's
Thomas
no yeah. Thomas rolled over in his
You even
grave.
say Thomas's name
Yes,
from Breaker in the same sentence as Tremors 3.
exactly.
I want to watch Breaker.
Right, yeah, right. So much better. I wanted to dick punch this movie. But I don't know. Melvin.
Melvin was the worst.
Yeah,
He sucked.
He
was bad, dude.
he was a
He's
bad
terrible.
actor-ish, and he's a bad character all around. I don't know. I'm
He's
not a big
still,
fan.
I mean, I know they leave him for dead. We don't know what happens, but they still didn't kill him on screen.
they did leave him for dead, though.
They did.
I thought about that. Burt just drives away. I'm like, he just left him to die.
Yeah.
There's no way out of
worst
that
possible way.
situation.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, who you got, buddy?
I'll tell you this. You know what? I think I told you this morning, but listen to Charles' sermon this morning. He said eternally in his sermon this
Yeah.
morning, and I was like, in my head, that's a long time.
I love it.
Oh, there's no shortage of choices in this movie.
No.
There's not.
I ultimately went with Desert Jack, Sean Christian.
Sean Christian.
He was terrible.
Oh, man. He didn't rise above
bad choice.
his soap opera
Oh man,
background a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's not a bad. There's no wrong answer.
No, not in this movie. There's not a wrong answer.
No. Josh Eglin says, look, I'll probably get some hate for this, but my trash can full of dirt award is going to have to be Ariana Richards as Mindy. She
choice.
somehow,
Again?
yeah,
No,
she
he's
was
not
on my
getting any
list.
hate
Not
for it.
wrong.
No.
She was on my list.
You will get no hate for this, Josh. Absolutely zero hate. She somehow sucked in almost a perfect movie called Jurassic Park and decided to keep sucking a decade after that in this poor excuse for a fun movie.
Wow.
Ouch. Shots fired.
That's okay.
Josh, here's how just to make you feel a little bit better. I also have Ariana Richards as Mindy as my pick for the trash can. She's awful. I remember
was
watching
terrible.
this. Going, how is she? Is this the same? I mean, it comes down to the director, and Steven Spielberg was able to get a good performance out of her. He just elevated himself tenfold in my book because every line that came out of her mouth was unnatural, stilted, weird. She's awful.
The best thing she did in the whole movie was hang in the laundry.
Right. That's why I laughed so hard when she was sitting in the box. I'm
Why?
just like,
You just stay there.
yeah.
What?
Why is the best part when she's hanging the lawn?
Because
she's
she wasn't
not
talking.
speaking.
Oh, that makes sense. Got now.
She's great if she's not moving or speaking.
That's not creepy at all.
Mike Harding said, look, there was just something about Mindy. I hated every second she was on the screen, even when she microwaved an entire ham for 1.5 seconds and pretended it was hot enough to distract an ass blaster. So Mike Harding and Josh all went Mindy. I also went
Good choice,
Mindy.
guys.
Stephanie, who's your vote?
Mindy for sure.
Let's go.
Her performance was like physically painful. To me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everything she said was like.
No, just have her. Like, remember the first movie where she never said a word and just pogo sticked around? Just do that again. Why fix it if it's not broke?
She don't need a car. She needs a pogo stick.
Just ride your
That's
pogo
what
stick.
it is.
I mean, she was used to being chased by dinosaurs. You'd think that she would be able to perform in Tremors.
Yeah.
Right.
No, her performance was awful.
She did the first Tremors before Jurassic Park, so I'm assuming Spielberg saw her getting chased by a dirt shark and then was like, oh, we can put her in this dinosaur movie.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
But the reason she didn't ruin it for herself is because she hadn't spoken yet on screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why. So that means that ultimately, though, Ariana Richards is going to win the Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Congratulations.
Very prestigious. Very prestigious.
We have a hotline now if you want to complain.
We're going to mail you your trash can. It's very heavy. It's filled with dirt.
You have to pay for shipping,
Yeah.
though.
When you get it, put it in a microwave for 3.5 seconds.
And stand next to the microwave.
And don't worry, it won't be hot. The next award we give out is to, again, not a main character, but a bit player who was the unsung hero of the movie, the one who made the movie better just because they were in it, just like Mr. Steve James.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right?
Someone.
That's right.
Then there are those few who are.
Yeah, there are. Like Steve James. That's right.
Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
Oh, what I would have given to have a karate boy in this movie.
Oh,
That would have been great.
Just somebody to karate one of these freaking worms when they came up. Get Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie.
Oh.
split kicking one.
Split kicking these things.
Yeah.
He's doing the splits between two graboids as they're flying through the desert.
Two ass blasters.
He's flying. All right, so Joe, who is your unsung hero for the movie?
All right. What was that? The tourist ladies.
Yeah, Mary Gross.
So, Mary Gross. I would say, but I would say that's a good.
Yeah.
She's up there.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think I have to, just out of the fact that he was the only one to really pass away, that I did enjoy him in the first one, and unfortunately won't be able to get to see him anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to tip my hat and give the old salute to Miguel.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Miguel got the hell out of this franchise.
I know. He's lucky.
While the getting's good.
He's got one of getting. But I like the guy in the first one. I think he was good in this one here. He wasn't the worst person in this movie, but the fact that he had to go out in a PG-rated movie.
Yep.
This mannequin hand and all.
I know.
I feel like I have to give it to him out of respect.
Yeah.
Josh Eglin said, I'll probably get... Oh, no, my bad. Josh Eglin said, this is a difficult one. Almost everyone in this movie is terrible.
Yeah.
I guess if I have to pick someone, I'll go with Tony Gennaro as Miguel for holding on to Burt's belt so he can lean over 3 inches to fish for a radio. Save me from having to suffer through any more of the forced chemistry between Jack and Jody sitting on that rock talking about clouds. So, yeah,
At least
so
Miguel
another vote
did
on
something.
Miguel.
Miguel did something. He did something.
All right, Ryan, who you got, brother?
There's really only other one performance in this movie worthy. That was Miguel.
But Tony Gennaro. I
Tony
also
Gennaro.
went Tony Gennaro.
Yeah.
So it looks like this is going to start trending that way because Mike said, I really enjoyed the annoying. I'll say that over. Mike Harding said, I really enjoyed the annoying tourist with the sunscreen on his nose. I wonder if he ever went back for his camera.
Probably not.
All right, so Mike's the first one to go off the board.
That camera's still out in the desert clicking away, taking pictures.
I know it was clicking on its own. Well, I'm going to go with Nestor because his trailer was in the junkyard and he had the alcohol in it.
Remember old Nestor?
Yep, and they couldn't have blown the ass blasters away with their potato gun.
You're right.
Without that alcohol from Nestor's trailer.
I respect that pick. I do. But ultimately.
You giving somebody an award from the first movie?
Yes.
I am.
What an incredible.
Nestor for being an old alcoholic.
Oh my gosh. I'll allow it. Tony Gennaro, though, is going to win.
Yep, there you go.
The Steve James
He was also good.
unsung hero.
Yeah.
I would give it to him.
He died and didn't even have to do a death scene. It was so great.
He's probably thankful they ran out of money
He's
for the
back
death
there
scene.
eating a sandwich while they're shooting his mannequin hand. It looks great, guys.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Pablo Pascal. There's that meme when you just sit there eating a sandwich
He's just sitting
while
there
you're filming. your
right
death
off
scene.
camera.
Yeah, while you're filming your death scene.
That'd be awesome, man. All right, this is where we have to do some forced positivity. And I will say, somebody here, one of our patrons, did what you did with Sand Muscles and refused to give a third one.
Wow.
So
That's fair.
Or did the backhanded compliment, which isn't allowed in top 3.
Yeah, that's the
right?
thing. You can't give the
Yes.
backhanded compliment. Which
So you have to be
really
positive.
hard.
You got to plant your flag. 3 positive things. Joe, what are your 3 favorite things from Tremors 3?
The twin 50 cals. In the beginning. I mean that is it. Well, no, not really. Michael Gross.
Yeah.
And just him coming back. I love it. And all it's a backhanded compliment. I'm sorry, I got to think about it again. I was going to say that all the penises, but
That was your favorite?
well, no, I'm talking about the graboids that came out of the ground. But yeah, it was a joke. It's a backhanded thing. Let's see here. Shoot. Okay. All right. I got this.
Yes.
The fact that they did bring back a lot of the people, whether they were good or not, I did enjoy the fact that they brought back a lot of the original
enough.
cast from the first one.
Yeah.
As my wife and I were watching this together, I was like, hey, they're bringing that guy back. Oh, look, it's Miguel. Oh, look, it's this guy. Oh, wow.
Wait, did Ellen watch the first 2?
No.
Okay,
no,
so she
no.
didn't have
She
a
had
clue.
no idea what this
How did she like the movie?
So her take was, after it was all done.
Yeah.
I talked to her. I double checked, but
Yeah.
her take was that I just wasted an hour and a half of my life.
Yeah, Dana watched this. Well, she was on the bed. I was watching on my computer because my girls were watching a Christmas movie with their boyfriends downstairs. So I'm like, that's fine. I'll watch Tremors 3 up on the PC, and Dana's just chilling in bed, scrolling her phone. She goes, I didn't even watch it, and I know that movie sucked. Like, I was just listening to it.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
The moment they said ass blasters, it
So
was
they're talking
over.
about we're trying to rizz her up with Cloud Talk. He goes, this movie's just awful. And I'm like, I know. Watch your reels.
You mean that doesn't work?
Now you know how our pain is.
Yeah.
We have to deal with this all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so Josh Eglin said, on the wrong page. All right, so Josh Eglin said, 1, the first 5 minutes of the movie when Burt just mows down all the Shriekers.
Yep.
5 minutes after that, I found myself wishing I was one of the Shriekers that was taken out, so I didn't have to finish the movie. 2, Burt being swallowed by a graboid and being cut out with a chainsaw only to act like it's just another freaking Tuesday. Absolutely good call out there.
Yeah.
But then he goes 3 when the movie ended. And so
You can't have that. You can't have that.
It's his first time, Josh, so we'll let it slide. You got to plant your flag, brother. But otherwise, dude, you awesome job with these awards. Ryan, what's your 3 favorite things?
I think 1, or maybe 3, I should say, being on the episode with Joe and Stephanie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Some backhanded compliments. That's
I didn't know we could
Does that
vote like
count as a
that.
backhanded compliment?
Will not.
I
That is
do not
allowed.
accept
I
this.
do not
That's
allow
like
it.
saying. That's like saying. I'm glad I had a house to watch this movie in.
That's right.
I'm glad I was.
I'm glad I have eyes and I can
So-
see
Yeah,
it.
No, my furnace went out when I was watching this movie.
Yeah.
So what does that say?
Exactly. Well, if you had an
Right?
ass blaster, you wouldn't have a problem then.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he could have
Hook it up to the
relit the pilot light.
HVAC system.
All right. So seriously, Burt Gummer. I mean,
Yeah.
totally thoroughly enjoy his performance. Certainly the scene with the dual anti-aircraft guns.
Yep.
Yes.
Probably best scene in the movie by far. And then I like the ass blasters for whatever reason, just this ridiculousness of it. Why not? Why not have
Yes.
some sort of like pterodactyl thing that has perpetual Taco Bell stomach that just farts and it takes off? I mean, come on.
Yes. I agree with
I
you.
just don't like it that they call them ass blasters. So you have to say, I kind of like the ass blasters. Just that statement alone, out of context.
At least they acknowledged in the movie that it sounded like a porno.
Well,
Yes, they did.
That happened to me
this
today.
PG movie.
Yeah.
That literally happened to me today. I was on, so there's a chiropractor that I follow on YouTube, okay? Because I've had back issues forever, and I'm just trying to figure things out. And there's a dude that does like hammer therapy, okay? Where it literally has like a
Chisel.
chisel, and he
Yeah, and a
hammers
mallet.
into it.
Yeah.
He's doing this to old like WWE wrestlers, and they're able to like move around better than they ever could, right? So I'm literally looking at this, and my wife is sitting there, and I go, man, I want to get hammered. Her literal response was,
What? Yeah.
What?
What?
That reminds me of Dead or Alive, the scene where they're climbing the tower. And
Yeah.
right.
if you're like out of the room and you're just listening,
Oh, you
it
can't.
just sounds
awful.
real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Mike Harding said, "I enjoyed the nostalgia. It was fun to be back in perfection. Now with a mere population of 5, they brought back characters from the first, like Mindy, Melvin, and Miguel. Mindy, Melvin, and Miguel. Didn't realize that. It was good to see most of them again. They even had a plaque commemorating Walter. They did.
They did. Yep.
Number 2, the beginning and the end. The first 15 minutes of this movie, Burt versus the Shrieker Horde, and the Graboid tour is some of the best stuff in the Tremor series. I also enjoy the end. They wrapped up everything with Burt. He was at peace. The valley was safe from developers. It was a nice ending to what should have been the final movie in the Tremors trilogy.
Nope.
They left it open
did.
because El Blanco is still out there.
And number 1, Burt Gummer. There is no Tremors without Burt. His intensity, comedic timing, one-liners, anti-government rhetoric, his being over-prepared for every situation, but somehow always finding new ways to screw up. Movie doesn't happen without Burt. Mike, great takes there, buddy, in your top 3 as well. Like, this was the hardest movie for me in a long time to do unsung hero and top 3 for.
Yeah.
There's just I really struggled. I mean, Michael Gross is an easy gimme that leaves you with 2, right? So I put Michael Gross in.
Yep.
I like you. I'm happy they went all in on the stupidity. They just leaned into it, right? The movie gets more ridiculous, or the series gets more ridiculous with each movie. So lean into it. Ass blasters, cool. And then the third one I came up with was the only thing that brought me joy was having the Mary Gross cameo in the tourist stuff. I was like, look, it's Mary Gross, who did a bunch of old 80s movies and stuff back in the day, and she's awesome. And I wish she'd been in more of the movie. That's my top 3. Steph, what's your 3 favorite things?
Oh boy. Okay. Well, the first 5 minutes, as everyone has said, just Burt murking Shriek. Murking him. I like the concept of the movie, like Back to Perfection and the tourism thing, and making like a whole thing about it.
Yeah.
Like I thought that could have been really good.
Could have been.
It could have been very good.
That's one of your favorite things?
Yeah. That's
It's
among
potential.
My, it has
Potential
potential.
was a favorite thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it had the potential of the movie was a favorite.
Yeah.
It had places it could have gone.
Yeah. That last one was hard for me.
I liked Bert's truck before it exploded.
Yeah.
It was kind of a nice truck.
It was kind of a
It
nice
was a nice
truck.
truck.
Sport track. Yeah.
They don't make
That's only 2.
No.
That was 3.
That's
Was it 3?
Yep.
I said the first 5 minutes, the concept.
Oh, you're right.
The
I missed
potential.
it.
then-
The potential of the movie.
All right, nice job.
The
You did 3.
potential.
It had potential.
Good job.
There was all kinds of potential. I think, I'll save it for final ratings because I think there was potential here for sure. I think there was any number of ways that the movie could have been better.
Tell me.
Yeah.
I got one big one.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah.
What is it?
If they had a better writer.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they put Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
Say it.
We weren't going to do the thing, but we're going to do the
we
thing.
did the thing. We did it.
Of course.
Don't worry about it.
But again, I had a really hard time figuring out where to put Arnold in this movie.
As the Graboid.
Graboid.
Absolutely El Blanco.
Ass blaster? What if he's an ass blaster?
I think having him
Just coming out of the ground.
this is their final mutation.
Yeah.
They look exactly like they look in the
Arnold
movie, but it's just
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold's head.
Arnold's head on it. Yeah.
Hello. Hold on a sec. Hold on. I got.
I'm Turbo Man.
I don't want your puny ham.
Right. You should not fart and fly.
Yeah. I can see you with my heat vision.
Right.
I have these little flaps on my head. And I lift them up and I can see you. And there you are.
Do the Spider-Man meme, right? Where they're just all pointing at each other. You are not you. You're me.
I am you.
That's right. Arnold loves to be in movies with himself, right?
Oh,
Talk to himself
absolutely.
in Total Recall, and I mean, there's just a bunch of them, man.
Yeah.
I think Arnold as an ass blaster would be hilarious. In fact, Josh Eglin said the same thing because I think it's clear this movie would have been an Oscar contender if it was smart and had a bunch of ass blasting Arnie's flying around and terrorizing.
Blasting armies.
That might be some new merch for the shop. Get your ass blasting Arnie t-shirts today. Only
$19.95.
He flies in there. It's time to hit the gas. Gotta have the one-liners, man.
God.
Mike Hardy. He said it makes this better as Desert Jack. He goes, how can you go wrong with a movie where Arnold and Burt Gummer team up to fight Graboids?
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Desert Jack would be more competent then, that's for sure.
I mean,
Make him Mindy. That would have been
just
so
on the
much
pogo
better.
stick.
Yeah. It's like 140.
They always bring in some stupid new sidekick, right? Grady was the new stupid sidekick
Yep.
because they couldn't get Kevin Bacon back. Now they lose him and Fred Ward, and they got to bring in a new sidekick for Burt with Jack Sawyer.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so this is why I struggled. I didn't want to replace any characters. The only way I could think to put Arnold in the movie is just to make have a new character and just have it be where Arnold was the guy that came in and fought Graboids with Burt Gummer, right?
Yep.
Just make a whole different movie.
But he wouldn't be a Jack Sawyer ripping off tourist guy, skis ball dude, right?
I would like maybe.
He would have been one of the government guys.
Right.
That came in.
It would again. What kind of? I think this is where you're going.
Yeah.
Where Arnie comes in and there's a competition between him and Burt to see how many
Right, they gotta
who
clear
can
it
get
up.
enough.
Yep.
Bert's Ben, the Graboid guy. They called him to Argentina, or whatever. But now there's these other mercenaries or whatever.
Yeah.
like they want to do their thing.
Arnie shows up. He's like, "Hello, I fought the Predator."
Oh, it's gonna be Dutch from Predator.
Yeah.
I thought he'd have too much PTSD
Sticking
to ever
around.
go out there and do it, man.
I think he could.
that's an interesting idea to have Dutch come in and fly in on a chopper and fight some Graboids. I just want him to reach down into the dirt, rip one up out of the, and just rip it in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Twinkie.
Right.
Like a Twinkie.
Or just pull it up and just punch it in the face. He loves to punch animals.
He loves punching
He does.
animals.
It's his favorite.
He does.
It is his. It's like
See,
like Elf's favorite is snow, right? He loves the snow. He told me 16 times already. That's Arnie's favorite is punching animals.
well, imagine this. If that opening scene with Burt and the 50 cal anti-aircraft, what if it's just Arnold out there punching? Just
Let him off the chain.
It's like Neo when he fights all the Smiths.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Running around a pole.
Yeah.
Here's another interesting tidbit from this on Mike. He goes, but I thought of a way to make this movie absolutely terrifying. Imagine this scenario. The seismo goes crazy. The ground is shaking. Puffs of dust in the distance getting closer.
Oh, God.
Mike's really painting a picture here.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
You run for the nearest rock as what must be the largest graboid ever approaches. And suddenly, a massive, pasty white figure explodes from the ground just inches from where you stand. But instead of the familiar roar of a graboid, you hear a gravelly whisper that says, Graboids have been around for about 1 billion years. And that's a long time.
It's a long time.
I invented
It's just
Graboids.
Steven Seagal. Oh my gosh.
Steven Seagal
In a
as
chair.
the albino.
He comes
Graboid.
out in a chair.
He's just rolling through the desert.
Just underground on tracks.
He's just like, Sorry, that's Arnold.
I'm about to snatch every freaking birthday.
Imagine that Seagal comes up, pops up next to Jody. You see those clouds? I invented those clouds.
They I don't know, but I know I'm a worm, but I'm also a weatherman. And those are cumulus nimbus clouds. Want to bang?
They're chemtrails from my ass.
It's ridiculous. I hate him so much. All right. we gotta land on something here. All right. We gotta finally give this thing a final rating.
This is
Okay.
easy.
Joe, where'd you land on Tremors?
All right. So just to make it short and sweet, I give it the two big thick thumbs down.
Oh, the thick thumbs of doom.
Yep.
Down.
Yep. Burt is the only saving grace in this thing, but he's still not good enough for me to go back and even consider watching this again.
Oh, sad. It makes me so sad.
So sad.
Ryan, where you at on this one, brother?
Like Steffi said, this thing had some potential, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the ridiculousness of it. There's aspects, Burt Gummer, I mean, you know, without him, you know, this rating's probably much different. Mm-hmm. This is, you know, your dog, you set him outside to go walking through the backyard. He's got to go do his evening business, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the ground's shaking. You see the grass kind of going up.
Poor Fido.
Poor Fido, you think, right?
Yeah.
Fido's an ass blaster. He just before Graboid comes up, Fido is just making roast Graboid as he takes off into the distance. It's a bad movie that rules.
Bad movie that rules.
I'd watch it again.
Oh, wow.
I'd watch it again.
Wow.
All right. Josh Eglin said, look, final rating, this movie sucks.
Is that a good
Right to the
movie
point.
that sucks?
Every character
not the good
sucks.
sucking. The bad sucking.
Because every character sucks, the CGI is painful, and it'll never be on any TV that I'm watching again.
Thank you.
Bad movie, full stop from Josh
Same here.
Eglin. And
If
from
you didn't
Joe.
know, two thumbs down
Thick thumbs down.
was bad movie that's bad.
The thick thumbs of doom pointed downward. Steph?
This movie was a piece of shit.
No, but you love Tremors.
I love the first Tremors.
Yeah.
And this made the second Tremors look like gold.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would definitely go see number 2.
I would.
Again.
I was like, I thought 2 was like bad, and this is
No, two's pretty good.
2's good compared to this.
Remember
one.
when they froze himself with a fire extinguisher? I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Harding said, look, this movie is a far cry from the first Tremors. Heck, it's a steep fall from number 2. The CGI is bad. The movie itself probably should have been 15, 20 minutes shorter. I wasn't thrilled with the ass blasters, but at least they keep trying to evolve the monsters into some kind of new threat. There's still some entertaining stuff in there. I've already mentioned the opening scene in the Graboid tour, but also Burt getting eaten by a Graboid will never not entertain me. The land boating was a cool idea that I wish would have lasted longer. The flaming arrow potato gun. Final rating. This is a good Tremors movie. Which in my book makes it a bad movie that rules. You faked me out there.
Okay,
for a
okay.
second.
I was.
Yeah,
concerned.
he thought he was going to go left, but he went right.
When you were like, "It's a good," I was like, "Huh?"
I was about ready to quit the show.
He's probably seen all 7, so to him 3 might be real good.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
God.
You realize it could still go down from here.
I know.
I don't know. I've seen the previews. I know the CGI got better.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh well.
All right.
I'm
So that's
interested.
3 bad movies. 3 bad movies. Full stop. 2 bad movie that rules. Here's what I'll say. I think this had potential. The same writers from the first 2. I like the idea of how they evolved it again. Like they embraced the stupidity. I think the problem here was strictly money. If they had,
I agree.
If they had more money, they could have executed what was on the page. I think this is much better than what we ended up with. I don't think the concept was bad, which is kind of what you were saying.
Yeah, it could
Right?
have been great.
I think it would have been as good as 2.
Well, anything could have been great.
No.
If they,
But I
if they
even
did
think-
some
I-
better
I think I
casting,
can-
some more money,
Yeah.
better writing.
But I think
better,
I think I can see it there.
If they just did the entire movie
Sorry,
over
James.
again.
Yeah.
When I watch the movie, I think I can see it there. I can see the movie in there, and I can see where they were just restrained budgetarily, and they went. The other 2 were in theaters. This one went straight to DVD. I think they wrote a theater movie without the budget for it, and they had to cut all these corners, and that's what ended up making it suck. Ultimately, I'm going to say bad movie, full stop. I would not watch Tremors 3 again.
No.
So I'm going to join Stephanie and Joe on this one. I don't know if I'm quite as angry about it as Joe and Josh are, but I
I'm
didn't
not
like it.
angry.
You were like, well, that's me. Yeah, what Josh said.
Well, yeah, I'm agreeing with them. I'm not like. I'm not again.
Not Santa with muscles.
you
It
did
wasn't
say
Boy
it,
from
like,
School. It wasn't
aggressively.
Santa with muscles.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, Santa with muscles. James, not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You almost broke. You almost broke me. You almost broke me.
You didn't like it?
This movie ruined my life.
PC serious? There was a look. I was like, do I really want to keep going with the show? Because that was a bad one. That was a
man.
bad movie, and it was nothing redeeming to talk about, and I just hated it, and I hated
hear
being
you.
on it.
What's wrong with you, brother?
And when I got the Tremors, I was like, okay, all right. I think And I watched it and I was like, at least it's stupid, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
So yeah, is
Right,
it
there's a good kind of stupid.
Yes,
you know?
there is. It's still a bad movie, but it's
But
not,
it's a good kind of stupid.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of stupid in this, almost enough to start a fire.
What?
Here's what I'll
Like
say.
their
going
insides?
next week.
That's right.
That goes way back. Way back
Yeah.
to Jack Benny.
That's true. Now, next week, we are moving out of Tremors for now. Now, Stephanie, here's what I want to ask you. But actually, before I go any further than this, since you're kind of, I know Ryan was on 2 and 3, Joe was on 1 and 3, Kurt was on 1 and 2. You're the only one that's been on every single Tremors episode besides me.
True.
Okay.
That's true.
So I'll throw this to you. Many people have said, many of our listeners on our Discord or our Patreon have said, and I think some of you emailed, don't go past 3, right?
I think Kurt even said that.
And Kurt even
Kurt
said,
did say that.
he goes, maybe 7, but 4, 5, and 6 are just not worth doing. But you know me, I'm a completionist, and I feel like if we've started down this road, we got to finish it.
I definitely we got to do them all.
You want to keep going?
I want to keep going.
All right, look at this.
I wanna keep going.
Keep going.
I agree.
We're
Let's
trucking
do it.
through. We're doing all 7 Tremors movies, baby.
It's not like we're Game of Thrones.
No.
And we got to wrap up, BMR in the next year and a half.
That's true.
We got all
We
the
have
time
to
in the
pick and
world.
choose. Yeah,
Right.
we have all the time in the world. So
Tremors 4 coming 2025.
Maybe 2026.
At least I get a break.
space them out a little bit.
We got to finish some more Resident Evil episodes
absolutely.
before we do that. Oh, man. Well, look, next week we're moving off on this, but we're going to another. In fact, this is the first of a total of 4 episodes where we're just doing sequels to movies we've already done. And so next week is Delta Force 2.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is
Chuck
back,
is
baby. We got the same crew that was on Delta Force 1. We got Bob, Mel Vandy, Clint Bush coming back from Delta Force 1 to do Delta Force 2,
You guys have it nice.
the Colombian Connection.
We got
You know what I'm saying?
dragons.
I get Burt Ward and you guys get Chuck Norris.
Well, you got to be on Breaker Breaker, and future Chuck Norris movies that aren't already have.
There's lots of Chuck
people
Norris
on it.
movies that
You're
qualify.
right.
Okay.
Plenty. We get Top Dog,
Oh, yeah.
Sidekicks, lots of good ones. Remember that one where Chuck Norris had a partner and was a dog? Good stuff.
I know. I was about to say, I remember Turner and
Turner and
Hooch.
Hooch, but with Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
And it's
I love Turner
incredible.
and Hooch. That's such
So
a good movie.
this is the Colombian Connection. It's him fighting a cartel in Colombia or something. I don't know, who cares? It's Chuck Norris kicking people in the face.
Of course.
So we'll talk about that one next week. And on behalf of Stephanie Farrell, thank you for coming in for
Thank you for
Tremors
having me.
3 and for your son and his love of Tremors. Thank you.
I can't wait to watch 4 with him.
Tell Declan that 4 will happen soon. Okay, ish maybe
2027.
2027. Joe, thank you for being here.
Hey,
all right.
I'm glad to be here. It
Get
was
well
fun.
soon. Okay, I hope the swelling goes down.
I'm going to choke you out with these things.
I'm terrified that you will. I'm terrified you will, for sure.
We're going to high five after this.
Please.
And I'm going to
Oh, no.
freaking destroy you.
Get some chalk on your hands first.
All right. For those of you on the Patreon, stay tuned for the post show. And for Ryan Mueller, also, I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening.
I'm thinking about joining those slapping competitions.
You absolutely should.
You would wreck shop, dude. That's
Just imagine this meat paw coming across your face.
what I'm saying, bro.
Dude, dudes' faces will be red for a week.
You should do the belly slapping.
I would hit him
belly,
so
red
hard in the back of the face. Nobody gets that joke, James.
I know.
Only you and I. just like the what was the last one we
Enough
just did?
Stupid.
Enough Stupid, yes.
Yes. Oh,
Jack
that's right.
Benny. Nobody knows.
No, I'm okay with 2004. All right. Until Tremors 4, let's put these
Boyd.
dirt worms to sleep.
Boyd.
Good night.